All right, we are live. Okay, guys, welcome. You can see I am your host, Chad, and today we have Mario, my co-host, someone I've known a long time, and he's going to be off camera for a minute, taking care of his aquarium because it was making a little bit of noise, needs a little bit of water. So what I'm going to do is this is a pre-show planning where we actually will do some coding, we'll do some strategy. Since it's me and Mario, we're going to tell some pretty awesome jokes. So just stay tuned for those. And yeah, so for everyone out there who's been checking out our streams, just know that we're new to this. We were born for this, and it's going to be amazing. So thanks for all the people who've been chiming in and watching us. And I'm actually going to mute Mario's mic right now until he gets his aquarium kind of caught up. It gets to making a dripping sound. So one sec. So yeah, so what's the point of let me show you everybody where we're now live in the Facebook React group, which has roughly 2,500 people. Anybody watching this, I just want to say, let me double check and make sure that we're over there. I just want to say welcome to the new members, welcome to all the members who've been in it with us for a while. And I want to say that even if you're new to the group, that's fine. Like, I mean, new to React, that's great. Like, I've only been working with React almost a year, but I mean, not 40 hours a week either. Like, just knowing of it, running the group, writing some little apps, writing some bigger apps. But I learn something new every day, and I struggle on things all the time. So I want anyone who joins our React or JavaScript or HTML or Node or Learn to Code group to feel like they can come on and go live with us. And there's Mario. Let me unmute you, Mario. Hey, so I'll break out of that. Mario, how are you, bud? Mario's typing to me. Mario, can you hear me? Hey, Mario, can you hear me? Mario, can you hear me? You know you can't hear me? I'm not muted. Mario.
Hello.
Okay, good. Can you hear me, Mario? Mario, can you hear me? Mario, talk.
We're gonna find this, Bo. We're gonna make it happen.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
How about now, buddy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now you're good. All right, buddy.
That's how you go live, guys. That's how you do it.
This is real life. This is no pretty studios where everything's pre-checked to work flawlessly. This is reality. That's how we roll.
Well, I was gonna say I like your backdrop there. It's making me want to go take a recline and relax. This is actually my reality. I'm actually about 1 inch tall and I live in a bunch of blades of grass. So, and sometimes my arms disappear. This is reality, man. So okay, I was going on and saying, so everybody, welcome Mario. I've known Mario more years than I can count. And how many years now do you think, Mario? Let me turn down the music.
At least 20. I met you in '99 when you rolled into my Kinko's I was working at to get business cards made for that dial-up net here that you and I worked at.
You were supposed to say it at backstage at Lollapalooza. And no,
I'm not hip enough. Sorry, man.
We were just about to go on live. No, but yeah, that's true. A long time ago, I was lucky enough to do a startup called Net Here, and we became a San Diego ISP, and we wanted to hire our first person. And I was like, I'm gonna headhunt and find the coolest person. And I was like, I told the founders, I said, hey, I met a guy yesterday, best service, awesome dude, and it was a 30. It's a 30. Well, it wasn't you? That guy wasn't there that day. It was you? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and so Chad he missed that guy, and he got off in a cab. So he turned and he saw me behind the counter, and he's like, "Well,
how about this guy?"
Right, I
No,
guess we can make it happen.
no, Mario's. So I worked at Kinko's Copies years ago too. Before, I mean, the web was going, but desktop publishing and print was much bigger, and still it's still a thing, right? But I realized how stressful it could be to be at those Kinkos and work there because I've worked there, and so I was like, the service you gave me because I had to go do some stuff, and I was like, this guy, he's the guy. I was like, we gotta. So I literally pitched you right there at the counter, didn't I?
Yeah, you gave me a card and you go, give us a buzz. We're looking for people. And I was like, oh, okay, killer. Right on, man. I don't want to be at the dead end Kinko's job forever. I mean, and it sounded fun. Oh, Chad came rolling in shorts, flip flops, and like a Hawaiian shirt. And I'm like, man, I want to work where you're working. And that must be really cool. So.
Down at the beach. It's cool, man. It was cool. And then, yeah, man. So, anyway, Mario, I've known you a long time, and we've had some fun programming lately. And I don't want to like fill in all your blanks, but in your own words, can you tell us the meaning of life? No, tell us like like what's your background with programming? What's your interest? Self-assess.
Well, I've been doing it for like 30 odd years now. Cut my teeth on the Commodore 64, like a bunch of my generation doing BASIC, of course, and the Apples. Picked up object-oriented programming on the next step. I cut my teeth on OOP in Objective-C. Haven't touched that in about like 10, 15 years, but I really dig object orientation. That was cool. Done a various smattering of like scripting languages when I worked at Qualcomm using standard shell, bash, Perl, CGI, anything to get the job done for automation. But for fun, I'm always about finding something new that's going to like make someone else's life easier. My motto is, I'm not the first person to try and do X. Let's go find someone that already did it for us. And if not, that's a great opportunity to learn how to make it happen. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So kind of within this, let's say within the last 1 year time frame, where are your interests lying now? It's to learn web, right? So to become a web programmer.
Yeah. I'm one of the 10 people on the planet that never learned any web backend or UI. HTML, CSS, those are all new, horizons for me. JavaScript, I can roll on in and I can grok what it's about, but I'm missing a big foundation of the web portion, and that's way more valuable in today's job market too. So definitely need to bone up on those skills, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for the money and the fame, I like it. And
Yeah, well,
you already have the handsome, good looks, so don't
oh,
worry
go
about the
on.
rest. Okay,
Yeah, I
you're a
haven't broke the
stud.
camera.
I'm just while you're talking, I'm releasing. I showed you that little tip where once you have a live feed on one of the Facebooks. Thanks for that background. I want to talk more about it. Once you have a live feed going on one of the Facebooks, even if it's private, you make a comment and you'll get a little period of time. It'll say 1 minute or 10 minutes, however long since the comment. If you right click on that and open a new window, you'll get the permalink URL. And that's something you can actually share around to other groups. So as we get closer to like actually looking at some React code and doing some stuff during this stream, I'll go to the 30,000 person groups and paste our stuff in there too. Gets us more traffic, and I'm just teaching you guys out there and you like the tricks of the trade. So let me post this over in our JavaScript group. And right now we're live in the Node group, the React group, now the JavaScript group, my homepage, which I only have 70 friends. I'm not going to cry on camera. That's by choice. So, okay. So, and then also we're on our YouTube channel, which let me bring up that doc. And since we're just kind of freestyling our rhymes, I got to tell you, Mario, that for someone who says that they're learning web, you have like an intuitive sense for it because you already have programming foundation.
Yeah.
So it's been a dream. I've been a teacher before, and like to teach people even the fundamentals of like comparison operators and everything like that, concatenation. Mm-hmm. That's like a real starting point. But like with you, you're rolling. So
yeah, I'm kind of coming in at it backwards. A lot of folks learn that stuff when they're learning web dev, but I'm coming at it from the other end, doing application development and mobile, and then coming at the web. So, man, it can be challenging. So,
what was some of that stuff you said you've been strong with? Like it's Lua and Cordova.
Corona SDK.
Okay, Corona. Yeah. I meant to say Corona. I know. No.
Hey, there's the COR in it, so
Cordova.
Corona SDK. It's a killer language. It's a game kind of game SDK, but people have like grabbed that thing and bootstrapped it to make it do business apps, communication apps like chat stuff, etc. But its strong suit is code once and deploy many across all the different platforms it'll compile for, which is cool. And so that's where I've sharpened my teeth on Lua the past 10 years I've been using it. So definitely got a strong background in that. And Lua is kind of like standard language is JSON. Its data structures are all table format. And
Wow.
you can actually run a command and just go, my table, my data, dot encode out to disk, and it's a straight up JSON file. So I kind of had that going for me coming into the JavaScript data storage for static files. And that's kind of been lending a lot of strength to me. But yeah, Corona is really fun. You guys should check it out if anyone's interested in game dev. I don't want to take away from the JavaScript groups, etc. But that's always fun to check out, and it can be a kind of lighthearted change of pace too, versus
Yeah,
doing like real work.
everybody is who joins these groups are definitely enthusiasts. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's good that we talk about it. What are you making over there? A grilled cheese sandwich? What are you doing?
No apologies. I wanted to clean my glasses, and I can't get this my glasses.
Let me Google that for you. Like how
Here, let me
to.
mute.
No, no, I'm gonna unmute you. I can't unmute you. Be sure to use your teeth. So your mom who's watching this or family, they're gonna be like, "Don't do that to your teeth."
All
Um,
right, thank you. Sorry.
okay, so getting everything back. So that's a good background, and we also one time we did some work on what was it with C sharp, partial classes,
Oh
uh,
yeah,
Windows
Windows. We
Phone,
did Windows Phone 7. We did Silverlight. We did WP. Uh,
F.
yeah, that's right. WPF. Damn, that's taking me back. Yeah, you. As a matter of fact, you were instrumental. You had some connections at Microsoft, and they reached out to us to be part of their entire launch for their ecosystem before their App Store went live. That was pretty spectacular. Good stuff.
Yeah, I just remember. Thank you. I just remember learning from you, like, hey, like, because when we used the boilerplate stuff, Microsoft had a way with Visual Studio, you just start a new scaffolding project, and it would start you off with partial classes, and that was so I was like I was impressed with like sort of the way that is set up.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, you showed me a lot there too. I learned a lot from you, so I'm not gonna pretend like you don't, teach the old dog new tricks here. But
Ditto.
all right, so all the accolades in place. I mean, Mario and we've helped an ISP grow from almost no users to end up getting sold to GoDaddy. We've worked with the evangelists at Microsoft and been a big part of their big launches. Um, we're famous in our own minds, for sure.
Yeah,
No,
I think that's all that counts.
that's all that matters.
Hey, wait,
And
you taught at San Diego State University, I believe, too, for some web development.
that was quite an interesting experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
because thanks for bringing that up because I love talking about myself. Yeah, back then, no, no. But what was interesting about that time frame, thanks to the ISP experience and like knowing guys like Henry Chan, who's now over at Amazon. He's like a senior manager. I mean, he's amazing, right? Working on the Alexa projects. Just big shout out to Henry. He was our mentor, right? That experience, I basically picked up a nighttime teaching job, and there's 6 modules, and it was intense. Those modules, like lots of information in each one of them, and I was the only instructor who ended up taking on the whole class and teaching all 6 modules for the whole. Like I had the whole class with me, from
Mm.
4 week window to 4 week window, etc. And I met some of the other teachers, and they were like, Chad, who taught the day class, they're like, how the heck do you do all that? And I winged a lot of it. I winged it. But I also knew a lot thanks to our experience at the ISP, man. So nothing like startup to get you. Anyways, now I'm babbling, but
Yeah.
those were the days, dude. Like I remember, and I love teaching. So let's learn some stuff. All right, so let me pull up that document that I keep talking about that I'm now looking for because I'm so prepared. Oh yeah, back in '84. No, I'm kidding.
All right. There's that mute button.
No, it was like, well, the funny thing was talking to Brian last night on our Go Live. He kept bringing up like, oh, you must love server side stuff because that's because you're from the old school. And I'm just like, wait a second, dude. I've been on the, I was like, it didn't just, React didn't just come about and all of a sudden now everything's client side. It was like, there was an evolution of always doing Ajaxy stuff for years. So
Ugh.
then he's got me as like this old relic who's like, I'm going to try out this React stuff, you know? So here we go.
Hey, whatever, man. As long as you come into it with humility and you're willing to learn, it doesn't matter
Well,
what they label you.
humility was on the last episode. This one I'm gonna be cranky and no.
Pompous, arrogant.
Okay, I
Con-
think I want to remember that word that you brought up on Discord too.
oh,
That's
it's condescending, condescendiente.
the Italian version. Thank you. Again, this live stream is for us and for our 4 watchers that we have. If we make it to 5, I'm just gonna call everyone in my family and be like, we're famous. So here is the live code conversation doc. This is nothing more than like me pretending to be organized. So let's take a look here. It's called React.js Live Conversations from the last one. We're going to call this one Live Code Conversations. So we can just sort of talk about the genesis of all of it. But what we do want to do in this stream is at least at some point touch on you creating a React app. But we'll look at the stuff that you have that's in jQuery. And for some of you who, all our 5 users watching, you can tune out if you're just mad about jQuery. But it's still very much alive. I mean, Bootstrap 4 still has it, even though they're dumping it in their next rev. So I'm going to bring up a topic and let you talk a little bit, Mario, because I've hit my 1,000 word limit. Um, Tell us a little bit about artificial galaxies.
All right. So artificial galaxies is just my take on the sci-fi RPG, like tabletop gaming helper. A lot of folks out there who play D&D will use these websites. There's a couple that come to mind, donjon.net or .com, I believe. The idea is you'll be around the table, you'll be playing a game, and the dungeon master or DM or game master or whatever will, instead of drawing out a bunch of maps like a battle map or a dungeon map by hand for the entire like game ahead of time, what he'll do is he has the option of going out to the web, hitting a button, and it'll go ahead and generate like a old school grid paper map dungeon that he can then just print out or throw up on the screen. A lot of these gamers these days will have a big screen TV laid flat as the table, and so they can generate stuff on the fly. And the idea is it's procedurally generated on the fly, temporary, not savable. And so what I wanted was something along the sci-fi end of it and keep it very abstract. It's just basically create a map of stars, and they would have X and Y coordinates. Then they would have planets for each star. Each planet would have like races of aliens on them, particular tech levels. There would be empires that would control groups of stars across the entire galaxy. And again, the point on this is it wouldn't display anything. It would provide just a basic JSON output, nested like crazy. So then people who are hobbyist game developers like myself would actually then generate a display method using that data. It would all be up to them how to implement the graphics, visual style and feel and UI. But the tough part that I would go down a rabbit hole on was data creation, just creating that entire star system, galaxy, species, etc. And so I was like, I'd always get stuck on the plumbing, so to speak, that part, the data generation. And I go, finally, forget it. I'm just going to make an API that's going to do this for me anytime I want to just bootstrap a game with some basic filler data. And it could be as complex or as like low level or high level as you wanted. Just only give me stars. Okay, cool. I don't care about species, races, planets. I just want to put some stars on a map, scroll around, boom. And so that kind of became my like driving force behind it, is just to create this like software as a service or even a client-based app, all using the same process of creating data, letting the user pick as much or as little as they wanted. And ideally using the web portion of it, I'd like the folks who are trying to develop this be able to customize what they want, create new objects on the fly from the actual page. Design like a weapon object, give it some hit points and a defense, create an armor object, create a spaceship object, etc. And then that way, as users register, log in, customize their own data, it would save their projects out on the back end with their custom data. and then they'd be able to call it through an API out there on the web. Or, like I said, download a client that was already prefabbed to their specifications, and then just run it client side on their side. So yeah, that's the long and the short of where I'm coming from.
I love it, and that gives me. I'm glad you told the story because I'm gonna ask you more often to tell me again, because like to visualize it. I got the gist of it, the star maps, and then we talk about this all the time. But I want to bring the people out there that are our five whole members who are probably our friends and family, into like the understanding of, Ivan, who I bring up a lot on the videos, and he's gonna go live in one of our live code conversations and blow all our minds, I'm sure. He's into Eve, right? And so
Yeah.
I've joined Twitch, and I'm watching him play live. I've tried to get into Eve, and by the time I dock at the space station, and I'm just like, I kind of burn out. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna go hyperspace over here, and nobody's around. But then I watched him, and then he also restreams people, and so now I'm actually into Eve by just being like a watcher, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess I don't know if it's a recommendation to you, but I just want to, he's written a pretty big Eve framework himself. He's got like
I've
fi-
I've seen it. He's gone through it and explained to me. It's incredible.
the amount of data he's working with.
Yeah.
It pulls so many areas of that are cool. He's not doing it for money, but like it could be monetized at some point if he
Mm-hmm.
wanted. And anyways, he's just a great guy. Like one of these days, the three of us will be on here, and I'll have less
Yeah.
coffee, and I'll let you guys two battle it out. And be like this map, that star. But I do want to show you one thing. I don't want to steal your dream, okay? But
No, go for it. Hey, there's
but
room for everybody's dream, man. It's all
well,
good.
actually, I stole this dream from Google. So let's take a look, and I'll show you what I've got here. So since you were talking, I hopefully didn't violate anybody's terms of use, but Google has their 100,000 stars. You've seen that, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I believe in like the future, just like everybody else who's in tech. So I got this domain name Quantus AI, and I guess that's another way to say quantum. It's the male version in Latin. Now you know. And this isn't a promo for the domain. Nothing really happens here, but I did cash down and retool their entire site. So it's got like these 100,000 stars in data, has the JSON files. I'm sure you've seen all this. It's got a built-in tour, and I'm not saying that like this is what you should be doing for anything. I'm just saying that I learned a lot about the 3D rendering that they chose to use, the framework that they chose, and I think it was. Let's take a look. Let me see if I can actually talk and type. So they used. Where are they? There's their star, the solar system. Where's the framework they used? If I stop talking for a second, I could probably remember it.
Don't
Here it
be afraid
is.
of silence. That's why you got the music, man. You can let that chill.
Okay, let me stop it talking and look. All right. Keyboard, window resize, mouse wheel. They used 3D. You'll recognize the name. Star systems. I mean, look at all this like solar system, marker, tour, main, the shaders. All of this stuff is coming from. Oh, look, I commented all that out. Let's find it. It's like they're using jQuery. Oh Lord, how could
Ah,
they? I think they're using 3JS. I think that's what they're using. And gosh, it's been a while since I've like pulled this apart. But there's a lot to learn from these guys too, man. I mean, I just think that there's something so awesome about once you get like sort of out of their little demo here, just being able to like surf around into space. Like, look, I'm gonna
yep,
zoom
yep.
in. I'm gonna zoom in, bruh.
Bruh.
Okay, I'm a terrible clicker. Look at that. Like, this is so rad. It's generated
That
by
is pretty glorious, man.
JSON, and then like here's like the Milky
Oh, the
Way,
shaders, dude. That is pretty freaking awesome.
and like you're just like, all right. And so they have a script in there that sort of demos how they do the fly through and the pull in. So I just think that there's something to learn, like when you do your stuff and you do your star map, like much like Eve, how you're just flying around the solar system at hyper
Mm-hmm.
speed. Like this shit is just rad. Excuse my French. I speak French now.
Well done.
So back in '84, when I was doing straight
Uh,
HTML,
oh
uh,
no.
yeah, sorry. All right. Well, enough of that. I wanted to show you that I have that code. It took all of like 2 hours to cache it down with HT track and then rewire the stuff. And I swear if you look in there, you can find the framework. I want to say I think it's like, let's see if I can remember the name. Is it 3JS? I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Because this is where you'll get the 100 stars and demos and a bunch of other stuff.
Wait. Let me. I got a little note app for my notes for today. Now, 3JS, you said, eh?
Yeah, I forget who's running this, but I think Google might be behind 3JS because they got like tons of people to do stuff with it.
Hmm.
Like here, we can make like a soccer net. Like, oh my gosh. What's the Some of the demos are kind of weird, but yeah, that 100,000 stars is pretty cool.
Killer. All right, I'm taking this on my note action here. New
Yeah,
project.
yeah. If we don't have this running on artificialgalaxies.com soon, I'm gonna be disappointed.
That's
It's a little Hello
definite. We
Kitty.
got that up now.
There's okay. All right, so now I'm off track. All right, so that's why we got the Google Doc is to try to find some semblance of this pre-planning. So we talked about a little bit artificial galaxies. That's the gist of your main project of why you're becoming a web developer for distribution. My comment to
Yeah.
you would be you could always go, of course, React, but you could always just go like straight HTML JavaScript with Electron. That'll give you desktop plus web.
Hmm.
And so what well, I have an app that I built, and it basically you can distribute the web-based stuff that gets the browser-based sandbox, and you can only do so much stuff up on the browser. But then when you
Hmm.
want to do stuff like, let's say that someone wants to cache a ton of data, or you want to use their GPU on their machine to offload any big calculations, that's when you could use the desktop portion of it. Electron would be good for that. Um,
That's good. One of my favorite UML modeling tools, and again, I use the UML modelers not so much for UML and all that. Again, I'm not a militant like object-oriented guy. I use the UML modelers for my artificial galaxies mostly because all it is containers of containers of containers. It's all data. So you got the galaxy object that contains all the star objects, which in turn contain all the planet objects. You have separate objects for ships that can wander between these different lists. And anyways, my point was Star UML is a free UML modeler, and I think it's built on Electron. So that's really good you brought that up because I really am in love with that. I want to get that functionality working, on artificial galaxies on the website one of these days, where the users can actually model their stuff just like a UML modeler, except it would be for objects. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, I'm glad you started talking because I mean, Lord knows what I'm going to say next. I'll just start going
It's
on and
true.
on.
Apologies in advance, people. You know,
I'll be like, back 15 minutes ago when I was talking about 1984.
sure, I'm with you.
So,
Go ahead, Chad.
interest in Electron. Now there is a Node WebKit, but even VS Code and Slack, they've all been built in Electron. And you're talking to a guy who's pretty familiar with Electron, so I think it'd be fun to put in a future project.
Definitely.
Okay.
Very, very, very much so.
We can even whip out a quick boilerplate in all of 2 seconds here if we wanted to, but this is planning, and this is me waving my hands. Does it look like I froze? Like no data, no bandwidth?
I don't know. I tuned out a while back. I stopped paying attention. No, you're still with us, buddy. Come on now.
Tell us about artificial galaxies again, please. No, like I love your project, and we did jump on there and come up with a theme pretty quick. I think you were saying you might want to change the site. I'm not sure if you said that.
Yeah, not so much change the site. I think there are some extra functionality like those forums take me back again. This is going to take us back to the 80s and 90s, but it's taken me back to the actual forums you used to have on the BBSs. Then we had PHP. I think it was PHP forum was a plugin where you could just drop it in and go, and it would set up basic forums. But I don't know. I think the more you're talking about monetizing things, etc., maybe I'll have a free version down the road. Maybe I'll have a paid version or a membership where people can do custom stuff. But I think it's more about user presentation, and that's as a coder. I'm not a polymath genius like a lot of coders out there that have equal talent in design and layout. So that's my weak point, and I need something to make it look good. And I've been tuning into your React live streams lately, and I've been watching some of those theme building sessions you guys did, and that was kind of crazy. And I'm like, ooh, I might be into that. So I don't know. I mean, nothing's set in stone. So I just got to see what works for me and what jumps out and offers itself to the vision of those users getting in there, doing their thing, and giving them a good experience. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of buy versus build when you have a goal that you want to meet in a short period of time and you're
yeah,
learning.
yeah.
So, but aside from that, I will say that if at some point here in a minute we can probably start doing some coding. But you also have some source that you wanted to share that you had done in Lua? Is that
Oh yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah.
let's talk more about that. I personally I like this website. I love your alien dude. Let's give a shout out to the group and actually take our live stream over there too. Let's just do it everywhere. We're going to Twitter after this. My God. So
Where's
okay,
Instagram, man?
I shied away from that. I don't know why. I figured out that I'm not going to be a model, so I'm like, well, maybe a
You
hand
can
model.
post. You can still post pictures of your like plants and stuff too.
Yeah.
You know,
Did that sound enthusiastic?
I think so.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, you
I'm
mean
with
like
you,
my big grass behind me? I could post that.
bro. You're already there.
Everybody's they're learning so much and they get jokes.
Hmm.
We're going to monetize this channel so fast. So I'm going to put this in the link in our doc because I think that we'll end up sharing these docs around with our 5 users. That means my mom will know where to go and my cousin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Chad's mom.
And
Love your
Noe.
son. He's a great man.
She's probably busy doing mom stuff, but she just flips the stream on to make me feel good. So here,
Oh, bless her heart.
I know, right? If we were gonna link a group, what is there any group we should link?
I, I'm. I don't know, buddy.
How about we
You know
link?
better than I.
How about Alabama real estate?
I think
No.
they're down for artificial galaxies. They want to make artificial homes, right? I
How
mean,
about learn to code group? That seems about right.
yeah, that's a good one.
You're not, did you ever get that thing open to clean your glasses?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to throw it away now because it's bothering me. I'm a little OCD with my newly set up area for streaming, so I just want to make sure it's nice and clean for the next time. That's going to be around like 3 o'clock, so I hope you're ready.
There's a next time at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I think you and me we're going to stream it, but I'm going to be streaming Corona and
Oh God, I don't like being
how
in
to
the hot
start it
seat.
up,
I
how
don't
to
like
get
being
it
in.
fired up.
I'm just gonna talk. Whenever you start talking, I'm just gonna start talking. Ah,
But yeah,
hey,
so do you want me to share some of the source code, or I could do the screen share from my side? It's pretty basic.
I'm wondering why my learn to code is not allowing me to link the group.
You've changed.
I know it's probably because learn to code doesn't have Kimbodo in it. So please stand by while I do group maintenance.
Roger.
Um, okay, link the group. Link the group. Stay on track. Be awesome. Be funny. Recommend group. Okay, here we go.
It's like I,
Learn
I
to
tell the
code.
folks at work when they're doing customer support over the phone, there's nothing wrong with having a little silence. That's why you have your background music, buddy.
It stopped. Thanks for asking or answering or commenting. But no thumbs up. Here we go.
You've changed.
I'm gonna press play. This has been
Ah,
so I got this off of a free open source attribution required apparently, but YouTube doesn't rip this out of the background. So
oh.
I got this, but I did get a copyright notice where the guy's like, "Hey, if you're trying to make money off this, you got to do a bunch of things." So I will. So, anyways, these are the beats. Let's play them. Turn it up. Okay, artificial galaxies. So this is your group, and I think I want to get some people into there. So let's promote it over to Learn to Code, which is probably just a bunch of folks who never answer my posts. I'm like 61 people that won't talk to me. I'm like, thanks for joining the group. It's like, cue the crickets. So
Oh, you ought to
yeah,
have that sound effect cocked and ready for the background
the crickets.
during those pregnant
Yes,
pauses.
yes, yes, yes. The concierge. What was it?
Uh, Condescendiente.
Condescendiente. She's like, I welcome these guys. I got a couple thumbs up. Shout out to Mia and Amin. But people, I guess, when they want to learn to code, they really not going to talk to you. In the React group, they at least talk to us. You know, like stuff like one guy said, "Are you really going live just making a project?" Like it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard enough. I guess he wanted me to do like heart surgery with React and and here's the robot arm coming in.
No.
Yes.
Come on. It's all about keeping it real and making real world projects. Again, it's everybody starts at the beginning. I mean, it sounds dumb, but it's true. You can't just roll in and here's all the stuff pre-made. It's like you got to stumble through with people. That's how I learn the best,
So we're gonna learn. I love your positive attitude because the negative voice in my head was just like, say something negative. And join our group, Artificial Galaxies, to learn to code games.
Sure.
And be awesome. How about that?
Yeah.
Make friends.
Sure.
Are you willing to go there?
I'm down to make friends always.
And win a free T-shirt. No.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
Maybe a used T-shirt. I didn't say new.
Maybe a free. Well, yeah.
Okay, a free nothing.
Used.
Free advice and win free advice and win free advice. I'll leave it out. You can tell I'm having fun. I'm so serious. The last video, so serious.
Sometimes you just got to cut loose a little bit. These are just two guys figuring out what makes them happy and what makes them excited to wake up in the morning and how to implement that. So me, it's coding, getting this web stuff under my belt.
I mean,
you almost had live stream.
I mean, I felt the tears about to come out of my eyes until you said implement, and they sucked back into my head. And like corporate America, time to get not implement.
11 years of Qualcomm doesn't rub off lightly, bro. I'm just saying, I was part of the machine. So now, definitely, I'm working with a fresh startup, and I'm trying to lose all those words, dude.
Well, now that I work with real estate marketing, I can't be saying implement either or integration. It's like you got to use different words. Let's use our safe word, okay? Back to coding. So
the coding.
This is the Learn to Code group. We've got 2 posts that need approval. Let's see. Okay, good morning. I am new to the group. I will be welcome. Hell yeah, dude. You're approved. Hey, who's this guy? Decline.
Oh, man. Rocks.
Why are you not admin in here? I'm gonna give a post pre-approved author.
Pre-approved, post-approved.
Don't be condescendiente.
No,
Members.
No.
Firstborn's name condescendiente. Mario. I'd like to invite you to take the burden of free work with me. Would you like to be admin? Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Only a fool would pass up that fabulous offer.
There's nobody better for these guys who are learning code than to learn from someone who isn't like super, like
I'm with you.
Super. What's the word? Condescendiente.
That, and I don't know, the expectations might be a little high from somebody who's like, I don't know the word either, bro. I need more nootropics in my life.
Oh no. Well, give me an affiliate code. I have to mute now. It sounds like my dogs are about to have a catastrophe.
I can't hear them, man. They
Okay,
must
good.
Be very quiet.
Well, you'll see my face twitch up when all of a sudden there's a big dog fiasco outside, but I got people taking care of it. I got people.
Your fiasco.
All right, okay, back to the doc. So this is us planning to be the man. So we got the groups, Facebook groups. Also you have a blog. I'm gonna recommend that you come in on Sunday because your TPS reports were a little bit off.
Bring it.
What's your URL for your blog, sir?
ISW
got it.
Dev DEV.
Me and Google, we got it. Bam.
Yeah.
Look at yes.
Fair warning, it's been a while since I posted to that. I got laid off and was busy with the job search, but now that I got my dream job and I'm here, I'm going to start posting on both, cross-posting.
Let's see if I can get a cricket's audio going for.
Yeah, that's so rad. Team, this is what it's all about.
Let me go ahead and break some. I hope I don't get any loss of fame here, but I'm gonna use the 4K downloader, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the Cricut down to my desktop because you're a genius. You're a
Hey, that's what
genius.
I'm about. Well, just to let folks know, also, real life happens. So I had come down, prepped to work on my Surface laptop, and had everything installed on that thing, ready to go, ready to hit the ground running, and then the stupid output on the monitor didn't work for it, and so it doesn't dual DVI. So I'm stuck here on the Mac Mini, and right as Chad logs in, I'm like, hey, I got to reinstall everything from scratch, VS Code, freaking get Git installed. And then I got to install Corona. Then I got to install FileZilla. I got nothing to FTP. It's crazy. So that's what I spent half this time doing in the background, is like setting everything up. So that way, when Chad's ready to help me out, he'll be able to like share my screen, do what he needs to do. So instead, my bad, but life happens.
I love it. I was gonna play the Cricut again, but look, you know what? You can tell a lot about people when they use a 4K downloader. Look at this one: affirmations for health, wealth, and happiness. Now you know my secrets.
God,
So
I'm so
there it
happy.
is. I really want an applause sound too, because like, yay, why not, right?
Yeah.
Applause audio.
Oh, go to Incompetech. They have all that stuff, homie, and it's totally free there.
Okay, I'm there. I'm on free sound effects. Is that what you meant?
Music, sound effects, Incompetech.
That kind of hurts. That hurt my ear. Maybe we'll come back to that. Seems important though. But we got crickets. So now that we checked out your blog and I stopped the music, we're getting serious here.
Oh,
Uh,
here it comes.
so 2018, right on. This is still pretty relevant stuff. So you got some deserialization,
Yeah.
setup and name gen stuff
Yep. Yep.
over on GitHub repo. Let me take a look at
Yeah,
that.
that's a great repo. It was in Lua. I think they had another one in C++ originally. I forked the Lua one, added some of my own stuff to it. The license was great. I think it was MIT, so it was completely open to just absorb and use into whatever project you were after. That thing was pretty robust.
This
And
is killer.
again, it's all command line.
So what am I looking at here? This is star map stuff.
Oh yeah, that's killer. So again, the data is generated on the back end, and then using Corona SDK on that, I use some polygon math. This is where, when you're in high school, you're like, what am I ever going to use geometry for? Forget that. And then suddenly I got into like space games, and I was like, oh man, I need geometry. Crap. So what that does is it takes a random selection of stars and assigns them to a particular empire. And then to visualize that, you run it through some polygon generation, and it goes, okay, I'm only going to make a convex polygon, which means no concavities. Takes you back to your geometry class. So, and then I'm just going to fill that with a transparent color. So I generate random names for the empires here. It fills them with a polygon, and then it fills it a random color, and it puts the name up there. The ships are moving along just as test objects, those little like hexagon, octagon things as green. They're traveling from one star system to another. And if this were to continue along, the recording I took, I stopped and generated every couple of seconds. But those ships would eventually get to the star system they were heading to, and then they would just stop and kind of hang out near that thing. So yeah. Yeah, I was particularly proud of that math part, because it's like, how am I going to visualize that? And that's not the most pretty way, but it's a great start. And again, it's data, so it's like agnostic of the language you're using.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Hmm.
So, do you approve this applause audio? Let's take a look. Oh shoot! I guess I didn't pay my internet bill. How embarrassing.
Where's the crickets? Oh, there it is.
Why does it say 25 seconds? But this is like this slow. This MIDI file is too much for me to handle, boss.
It's all.
It's like,
Oh no!
ah,
Oh,
ah. Oh
watch the
man,
video,
this hurts. Oh,
bruh.
let's forget about it. It's
Bro,
it,
forget it,
yeah.
bruh,
I'm just gonna, bruh. Like
bruh.
Tyrone. You ever watch Tyrone? You can
No.
pay. Oh well, he's always goes, bruh, and he like doesn't want people to smoke cigarettes.
Oh,
You have to watch it. It's a YouTube. He's a YouTuber. Speaking of
oh,
which, did you know that you can pay formerly famous people like $50 and they'll like say something about your thing?
whoa! Like Biz Marquee. That is
Yeah.
rad.
Did you know that? I bet you he's up there.
He did a commercial for that one app that would go comb through your MP3s, get the metadata, and label them. I forgot what that was called. Nice.
You know what? I got too many of these other stuff open. Let me close all this crap. Bye bye.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and close that stuff. Don't worry, we're gonna get down to coding pretty soon. As soon as I get this applause cheering effect downloaded, here we go.
We're doing the important stuff here.
I'm
So,
I'm pretty sure that like the past 5 minutes of our video has just been like frozen up on YouTube. Like you can hear the audio, but it's like I really want to edit out that stuff. Okay, but we're having fun. I can't wait till like a recruiter in the future is like, Chad, you want 150 an hour? I watched that one video of you being a dork. Is that what you're gonna do all day at work? I'll be like, no, no,
and
I'm
you're
really,
like,
I'm
yes, I
really
am.
okay. 149 an hour. I'm serious now. All right,
This is real.
we're not talking pesos. Okay, so I've got the crowd applause and it's localized. So let's get a Mario. Your artificial galaxies strategy. The crowd loves it.
Well, I'm happy. I do it for the love of it, not necessarily for the applause, but I'll take it.
You know what I like about this crowd is that we've got little people and people with genetic anomalies, really big people. So one more
I'll
time.
take
Good
that.
good job. Good job.
Thank you. I certainly try.
All right. Okay, now we're getting down to brass tacks. Okay, so minimize that for when we need the crickets. We don't need this. I got my code window open and I'm gonna actually can you stop? Okay guys, we know we're amazing. When are you gonna stop? Thank you. Gosh, they love us.
Those people.
I've got what the heck is I've got here? Is this okay? This is you. This is your latest tables, style, image, CSS, and classes. And I'll probably have you share your screen and walk us through this. But I want to look like I know what I'm doing half the time, so I know how to use Visual Studio Code.
Oh, that's
But
half the fun. I
what do
don't
we
know how
look
to FTP up there, but we're going to use Git to get the source code up there, correct?
back and forth? Yeah, like if we
Okay.
make any changes, but really just like we want to talk about it. So what file? I'm gonna do a code review and tell you you did it all wrong. So
Sure.
let's get down to some fun here. And
Yeah, I just forgot where the heck we uploaded it so we could actually see what it was doing.
does it run?
Yeah,
Oh, I can get this to run on my local, man.
do it.
Did you like it? Oh, okay, let's do it. Let's see if I can figure out how to get your app to run. So I recall, did we use Node package builder or did we use Yarn?
I think we switched over to Yarn because NPM failed,
Okay, so
and test HTML was the one we were using, and it was generating animals.
and where's your package.json file? You don't have one. You don't have a Yarn. Usually that's will show us where. That's strange. What's this? You got an npx file. Weird. All
That's
right,
crazy.
let's see what happens if I type yarn. I think it's gonna blow up. No lock file found. We're probably gonna want to do like an npm init and create a package.json file. That way you can like reference libraries that'll go with this. But right now you're so
Okay.
raw, you're not really using much. Let's
Yeah.
see what's in your node directory. Like literally just nothing. Your node modules. So pretty bare
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah. Again, it was Bootstrap test HTML, and that was it. The JavaScript in there.
Okay, good. So I'm going to be writing an article, as I told you before, on jQuery is not dead, mostly to get views and to get people to say that I'm crazy. And then I'm going to actually show data as to why jQuery still has a larger install base than all of the modern frameworks out there. So we did, and I did my research, so I didn't just make that up. But I'll be making a video, and it'll be something to go to sleep to. It'll be you just cue the crickets.
Uh,
It'll be amazing. But let's get this thing to run.
yeah.
So we're just gonna,
Also,
yes,
I'm going to
sir.
be installing. I'm going to be installing Yarn on my side too, on my Mac, since I'm still building it from scratch. So maybe I can go through the process with you as I'm banging it out here too.
No, no, that would hurt
Okay.
my feelings.
All right,
But
man. I don't want to hurt your feelings, dude.
yeah, do what you're gonna do.
All right.
Hurt my feelings. But
Done.
we need more audios because it's just like if I don't get to play more audio more often, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. But let's put the music back
Uh,
on while you're doing
do it.
that, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna now to run this thing. I think we do yarn start. I think that was it. Couldn't find. Oh, we installed. We did an npx HTTP server locally in the directory. That's why you got that npx file there.
That's
So
correct. Yeah.
I think it's npx HTTP dash server, and then you put the dot for this directory. Again, I'm working from memory here, and we can't trust that. But let's see if it works. So it's going to bring down the package, and it'll make it so we got a little thing running on my local IP now. The whole world can see my IP and come and try to hack my router. Go for it.
Go ahead and
And
hack Chad, Max.
anybody who can do it, they get the cricket sound. It sounds like this. All right, I've killed it now. It was funny before. What would be just in a few minutes we'll get a third sound, and I don't know what it's going to be. Like a boo? How about boo?
No,
Boo.
no, homie. You got this.
Yes. So I got nothing, and then if I go slash index.html, I got nothing. Where is your file? Test.html, of course. Good job. Good job. Way to trick me.
Hey, someone named it that.
Wow, this looks amazing. You've really been working hard on this.
Oh, shucks.
There is a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Yes. Now, when you click on load animal data and check the console.
Which one? This console or the?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. You got it. Because that's where we left off. Since I was such a beginner, I didn't know how to actually get the text output into one of those fluid adjustable outputs on screen. So when you click on load animal data and watch the console output, it's actually going through instantiating objects, those animal type objects, and spewing out their data. Yeah, so it gives you 4 different kinds of animals, or actually 5. 2 of them are the same kind. Those are the particular aspects they have. And if you look at the actual tables folder inside the source directory, you can see the data for animal JSON. So see that it's the third one from the top up there, animal JSON. And all we're doing is loading those particular traits, randomly selecting which kind are going to be used, and then boom.
I love it. So let me take a look at your stuff here and make sure that you are doing everything correctly, or we're going to tell the internet police on you.
Oh,
Looks
also
good.
speaking of internet police, I'm using this from it's called SWN, Stars Without Number. That was a free open source module put out there for role playing guys to play sci-fi games, and somebody made a JavaScript version. And so I took their JavaScript version here as a learning process, and am trying to kind of duplicate what they were doing,
Where is that?
except making it object oriented. So yeah,
Where is that? You took it. Where is it?
I think
Where?
they have a repository.
No, no, no. But is it in what I'm looking at right now somewhere?
Oh, no. Just putting that out there so people don't think I created all that awesomeness right there from my mind. That was from SWN.
Okay. Shout out to SWN.
And their link is heading your way. Boom. You can put that in the note for people to enjoy. But anyways, let's keep on keeping on.
Okay, well, so that's a good. So we got it running. Um, we are using Bootstrap. Uh,
Now, how do we display that output from instead of the console? Let's have it go to a text field on the screen with a little scroll bar on the right-hand side. We can just keep outputting massive amounts to that window. That'd be kind of cool.
all right, so I think working from memory here, it's going to be something like text area, and then breaking all kinds of rules here. I'm just going to do inline CSS.
Ooh,
Yeah, well, I mean, we're using jQuery, so
ooh.
I'll go back to
We're already breaking.
HTML3. I'll go. You
Don't
want to
do
do
it.
some SGML? What's up? Text area style. We'll say height equals very tall. I made that up. No,
Nice.
height 400 px, width 400. Okay, and you can take my typing tutor course over on. Never mind, because I didn't even look at the
He's
screen.
here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Try the fish. Tip your waitress.
I'll, I'll be handed. Uh-oh. Black screen. What's going on? I'm losing
Oh,
screen. Things just like
oh,
flashed.
true.
Did you see that? Okay, so we got the text area. Save that, and then there's no hot reload currently, so we have to actually hit the
Boo.
refresh. I know, and there it is. So how about I commit this? Well, you're not set up on your end yet, right?
No, but I've got Git and everything, so I can at least get the source code, and I'm just about to install npm and then get that to start downloading that npx junk, and maybe we can go through that. Since we've done it before, it should be pretty quick now, huh?
Yeah, no worries. I mean, we got like I don't know what time we're on, but I mean, like
Let's crush it.
I'll just take a nap live.
No, man, I need to share my screen so that way you can guide me along.
Okay,
How
let's
do
do
I
it.
install?
All right, I'm
How do
gonna
I
stop.
install npm?
Okay, stop. Okay, now you share. Now you share
Now you share.
with
Do I have the
love.
share? Do I have the share option?
This is gonna
Here
be
we
the
go.
greatest YouTube channel. Like our five watchers, which I'm embellishing. We actually have four. Our five watchers are gonna be. They're gonna talk about it to everybody forever. Like better than Friends. You know.
Dear them. It's gonna be great.
Where's my 4K? Oh, I gotta play some applause. This show is gonna be so amazing.
All right, let's see here. I want to share my screen, but of course, good old OS 10 is protecting me.
Yeah, you know who had that problem yesterday was Brian Barber.
Oh,
Oh no, I got the sweaty armpits going on my t-shirt. I got it in the video. Damn it. I knew it was gonna
we
happen.
need to edit that. Oh my,
I'll hold my phone up when next time I do that. Like, it's a
oh no.
hole in my
Oh,
t-shirt.
Tony,
I wore my best t-shirt from actually I didn't, but
you're all. It's great.
your video looks amazing, like so clear and so crystal, and I look
I'm
fuzzy.
I'm still waiting for my desktop to share. Sorry, buddy.
It's okay. We're just doing conversations now, live conversations about code.
This is great.
So,
This is what I'm about. I just want to share my screen, homie.
do you remember VB6?
Yes.
Do you remember how annoying
Yes.
it was working with numbers and data types back then? Good lord, that
Dude.
was, dude. It was tough. It was
No,
tough.
I just waiting for people calling up, going, "Hey, do you guys do ASPX hosting?" And we're like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You
"Oh,
do. You don't like it, but ASP Core and .NET stuff. It's still very popular, man. You want to make that money. You better
that's the stuff."
see Microsoft. The crowd loves it. Google.
I'm so sure.
They also love it.
Oh man,
I'm gonna put the music
I
on.
just yeah, put the music on while I fumble around.
No
Crowd's
pressure.
loving this.
If you start sweating, I would like you to zoom in the camera because I really want
Please
the realism.
enhance grid 4
Let's play some
section A.
more of this music that I've been playing for like 10 videos.
Dude, keep crushing it.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Ah, there we go. Good old Macintosh. It's loving it.
Yeah, you want me to Google something on my end, or
No, I got it. It was hidden behind like 14 different windows of it trying to rock. So
that's good.
one more time. There we go.
Wow,
Oh yeah,
dude. Oh, that's beautiful. Good job.
homie.
Good job. Good job.
Welcome. What is it, button? Okay. Dang, it won't let me minimize Discord. It's like locked in. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much for helping. Oh, now it's wants my keyboard working fine this whole time. That's great. Okay, so we last left off on Google failing the IQ test. So I want to get NPM installed in my box. Best way to install NPM. I think that's it right there. Okay. And where's your music, buddy?
You don't hear it?
No.
Let me double check that I'm sharing. Oh, you know why you don't hear it? Because you're sharing right now.
Oh, cool. Okay, in
So
that
like
case.
you could play some music, but you might get us banned. Like they'll strip it. Not banned, but like they'll take it out. So anyways, I stopped playing it. Actually, my music is streaming when I play it. It'll go out to the four watchers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the crickets?
No, buddy.
Okay, so you're not hearing you don't hear this?
Nah.
That's pretty messed up. Now I can do like I can like mess with people when they don't even know it. Like I wouldn't do that to you,
You've
but
changed, man.
I'll bring some other people on live who are arrogant, and then I'll just be like, they'll be like, in this, I'll be like, so you didn't hear that, but it was a cricket.
Dang.
So you downloaded Node. For all us beginners out
Yep.
there, this is something that needs to be known. You know, you install the
Yep.
Node. Okay, I'm gonna make some coffee, and you tell some jokes.
Okay, so why did the cowboy get a dachshund? Because he wanted to get a long little doggy. Eh?
That's a good one.
I
That's a good
like
one.
that. All
That's a
right,
good
let's
one.
see.
That's a real good one. We're definitely making content here.
Oh man, stupid
What?
Apple
What?
trying to protect me makes me sad.
Yeah, you got to go to App Store and put in your credit card so you can download.
It's like, are you sure you want to make changes? Yeah. Okay. Open anyways. I'll open Node.
That is kind of annoying. Like they need to make power user computers. Like
Yeah.
everybody's on
I
retail grade. Thank you, thank you. I'll
I
do
agree.
I'll do my applause. Yeah. See,
All
you heard
right.
that. You heard that one.
It's true. I did.
I'm gonna make my chair famous. Like the next 20 videos I do will just be my blinking chair in and out, and it'll
That'd
be
be
like,
great.
yeah, it'll be like the invisible guy.
All right.
You know, what'd be cool is one of these days we'll be doing these videos and we'll go check our stats and be like, oh my gosh, we had 1,000 watchers. We're gonna go live and blow up. It'll happen.
And then they'll go, "We want the chair. Boo. Get out of here, Chad.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the chair?
The
We want the
chair.
chair. We want the chair."
So, dear
All
Mario,
right.
you got Node installed on your Mac.
Got Node.
That's how much of a beginner you are. And then I think using the Get or what is it, homebrew or whatever, you'll be able to get
Mm-hmm.
Yarn. You know, or there's a
Yeah.
Yarn. You know what you're doing.
Right. So we installed Node just to make sure you could check the version number, and boom, it comes back with that. Sometimes Node updates will break other existing Node code, so just be aware of that.
I got a Mac. I know about it. I know about.
Now,
I know about Steve Jobs.
no, hey, homie, we're talking to the team out there, not just you.
No,
Talking to
this is
anybody else who's going through what I'm doing is like stumbling through and learning. All right. So next we're gonna get Yarn. I think we had better results with, correct?
yeah. Yarn's package manager seems to be more worked on these days, but that can change,
Hmm.
I guess, pretty soon. Who knows? But it's
Hmm.
good to have it, and let's get it.
Okay. Can I install it via npm?
Probably best to use the brew install yarn command they have right there.
Oh man, well I don't have Homebrew installed, so I'll have to head on
It's
back there.
is it? I think it's native to Mac. No,
Is it?
try it.
That's crazy.
If you don't have it, then you're gonna need to get Homebrew. Yeah, you'll use curl. Only reason I say that is because Homebrew package manager, you can install yarn through the Homebrew. Yeah, Yep. See, I was right,
Ooh.
dude. I've done this before, man. Look at that. Let me give
Hey,
myself some applause.
everyone, Chad's not seeking, approval there, but he's a great man.
See, I'm right. I'm gonna change this to this the name of our shows to I'm
I'm
right.
right. This will be scrolling by and show how high tech we are. So I don't expect anyone to be able to read this because it's a 4-point font, but it's doing some cool stuff in the background.
You probably don't know that the audience is cheering you through that whole thing too. So it sounded good.
Nice.
I really want to get a
Um,
boo. I want to get a boo though for when something bails and like doesn't work. I'll be like boo. So let me go ahead and pull that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull your TPS reports.
I'll do it.
Um, audio. What is it? Audio file. Boo. Boo sound effects on YouTube. Oh damn, that's pretty rotten. Oh my god, it sounds horrible.
Oh man, I can't hear it. Darn it.
Well,
That makes me
yeah.
sad.
I'll be sharing my screen soon enough. It's the narcissist hour. Oh, you want the? Were you trying to check it?
No.
What you doing,
No.
man? What you doing, man? I look away
Just
1 minute on you're on the
checking it out.
you're on the tubes of you. I can see what you're into now. I was the
Yes.
fastest girl in America until I joined Nike.
UFO,
I saw that one too.
bagpipes. Those are great. Um, Trying to find
What? How to install Yarn?
my channel. Got some old some
You
interstellar warfare combat action.
got a channel. Let me subscribe, bro.
Yes.
Already.
These are the old school days. The people did tabletop space gaming, interstellar warfare. And so, anyways, they would generate these hex maps with stars on them, and each one of those has like a little icon legend, as you can see, like a large circle meant, hey, it's a refueling station or something. A B type planet would mean something else. The arc over this one meant it was a capital planet or something, and it was just cool. The ships would creep along, do their things.
Rad.
Yeah,
I like
and
it.
so I would do this for years and years and never finish anything. And it's
Hmm.
because I kept on going down the rabbit hole of creating the star system data. And so I'm like, well, heck, maybe I won't ever finish the game, but I'll get the system generation data, going. So
That's the
then,
spirit.
yeah, I fired up a hex map editor right there. You could color in, fill in all the uh, who owns it would be one color, and you'd be able to drag and drop some other goodies
Yeah, we'll
in
have
there.
to
So
keeping things in the component design world too over the next weeks and months. I definitely want
mhm.
to figure out how to draw out these kinds of visualizations using, I guess, React or even
Yeah,
Vue. Yeah, this is pretty awesome, man.
and again, it's all just JSON data text being saved off. This has a pretty front end kind of feel to it, or I thought it did. And the idea was my buddy Mark Polk is a big war gamer, and he's on the back end doing like the rule sets, etc.
Mm.
And I wanted to make an editor for him to be able to use. And so I would always get started, and then I would peter out. So again, not my strong suit, the whole follow through part, but
And for our international users, peter out means
to run out of steam, to lose interest, and to just kind of like not be able to handle it,
yeah, like okay, I won't say
not
it.
making your deliverables in corporate speak is what that meant.
Petered
So
out. It petered out. I'm gonna Google that off screen just to be sure that that there is a Urban Dictionary. Petered out.
that might be an inappropriate Urban Dictionary, but
Verb used without object. Peter out to diminish gradually and stop.
it's true. Yeah. Wow, it's still cranking along here. Sorry, folks. Again, this is the real world getting involved because,
Oh,
you know,
let me get the boo audio out then.
mm,
Boo that you
wish I
can't
had
hear.
that.
It's dude. It's pretty mean. I'm playing it right now.
Dang.
Oh god, you have to. Oh god, they're screaming. Whoa!
Oh,
There's
good.
a big thumbs down too. It's almost over. Dang, 26 seconds. No issue streaming that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think it's a little long, but I'll download it anyways.
Royalty-free cinematic, sure.
Don't trust it.
Okay,
There's no such thing. They always like
great.
with attribution. You're like, oh, I'm gonna put your name. Okay, one sec.
Look at this
Don't
by
forget.
Kevin McLeod.
Don't forget the attribution.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
If every 30 seconds I say React, does that still make it cool that we're streaming in the React channel? Oh,
I
you
think
can use
so.
this in React. Okay, cool.
Oh, killer.
That's good. So, what's the status on your install, Manning?
Unfortunately, team, it looks like it's just installing the command line tools for Xcode. I've hit the space bar a couple of times to make sure I'm not just hallucinating, but
Okay, no
yeah.
worries. It takes a little while to be ready for the stuff. Um, so, what was the plan on your end? Is we're gonna write that data to the text area so you can visually see it.
Yeah, instead of
Um,
making people stare at the command line, let's keep on taking a look. If you want to reshare your desktop, let's
yeah,
start
boss.
spewing that out.
Yeah, and I can do a boo or two. Check it.
Yeah. And instead of here, I'll stop sharing. And then also instead of outputting, hey buddy, look at you. Instead of outputting only 5 animals at a time, let's have you output like 150, and then that way it's going to populate the entire, text area that you were doing.
Not before you get to get to hear the boo. Are you
The
hearing
view.
the boo? Here you go.
Oh, oh my.
It gets worse too. Listen, listen.
Wow.
Like people are really gnashing their teeth. This is like
It's
revelations.
like let's not be unkind, team.
Hey, check it out. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna use jQuery. Okay, whatever. But we will be upgrading this to React and possibly in this video, but it's definitely written into our doc. This is me getting serious again, okay? Let's get serious. All right, we got a text area and we got booed. So let me get my baby boo out real quick on localhost. I did look up petered out, and now everybody knows. Localhost slash. You really need to change that to index. I think it's test.html.
We had it as test because my existing website already had index. Remember?
Right. There's always an excuse.
I know.
Boo.
Boo! All right, hit that button. Let me see that data populate.
All right, well, we haven't made any code changes yet, boss.
You've changed.
So why don't you walk me through full micromanagement style? Every character I push, you tell me. So
All right, now left click.
first, I'm gonna make I'm gonna ID called output. How about that?
Yeah.
And then we are gonna want to. Where's your data that comes in? Is it the same stuff you were console logging?
Yeah, it's from the button. No, keep on going.
Is it happening
There
down
we go. Let's see. No, I think the event was a little higher up for the button press. There it is.
Give me a line number.
Oh, no, I think above 78.
Above 78, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it is 73. That's it. So 74 calls the function load animal data. That loads the JSON asynchronously. Then once that, I guess the promise is the word you guys use in JavaScript was fulfilled, then it would go ahead and generate the data using.
I don't think we're using promises with this jQuery click event.
Well, let's find where load animal data lives.
So is that got your console logs in that?
Let's take a look. In load animal data, yeah.
So I don't want to tell you that you're doing it wrong live on camera.
Oh, you're gonna break my heart, buddy. No, this is just me with bare metal JavaScript.
I
trying
love
to get stuff to work.
No, this is killer. This is killer. I'm just teasing you. So let's get back to being awesome. So here's where we're getting our console logs. So I guess this is where we would want to update the text file, right? Or we can get the data over here in test.html and write to the text area. So Like which event? It's this click event, and then this is happening synchronously, or
No,
what?
no, and back in it's all back in test HTML on line 109 or 110. It's actually doing the needful. So there it is. So 107. Wait, 7. Okay, it's 115. There it is. So we click the button. It goes to
Oh,
line
it's async.
115 with that file name we passed. Boom. Loads the JSON data.
Yeah.
Then it goes to create the animal, which is, I think, a little further below. Again,
Ah, here it
it's
is.
me learning. It's
Print
ugly
loaded data.
code, but
Okay, so it's the print loaded data that's doing the console log to the debugger. So this is the method, at least here, where we'll write to the text area.
wait, are you sure? Create animals. Line 118 is the part that then goes off and does that.
Yeah.
Line 122, I think, on my side, it's showing. Yeah,
When
I'm
you
all over the place.
all right,
Sorry.
take a look at my screen. So on line 121, we have a function called print loaded data. So that's where we're going to want, at least in this case. Certainly, we can do it up in load animal data, but since you have a method here that's actually console logging,
Oh, wait. Dude, are you with me, buddy? I think your audio muted out.
did it? I'm here. Hello, hello,
Oh,
hello.
hang on a second here.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Wait for it.
I'm waiting for it. Hello. Now we're going to drop from 4 users to
All
3 users.
right.
Let me play the boo audio real quick because this is the time for boo.
There you are, buddy. I hear you now.
Well, that was awesome. Oh, they're not happy. Okay, listen, look. Let's not argue semantics of the location. When I say yes, your function load animation data, animal data. Yes, we could write from here to the text area, but
Okay.
since you already have print load data, and this is where you're console logging, this method does get called. So
Hmm.
this is a place where we could write straight to the text area also.
Okay.
Since it's the last method in the chain of your event, I would say either ditch the whole thing, and we do it up in here in load animal data, or do it here in print loaded data.
Okay. I think I had some classes though instantiated below, which I was the whole point of having that separate animal class, not just the data, but yeah, if you want to output just data there, go for it. But 132 is where I'm instantiating the animals classes with
Yeah.
that JSON data that we loaded. And then inside the animal class, it's actually outputting to the console. But yeah, for the long and the short of it, we could just output some test data
Take
to
a
that
look.
text field.
Take a look here on line 122 and 124.
Mm-hmm.
These are the uncommented console logs. If you look
For
down here,
for debug, that's what
right.
that one is.
Well, I guess you could call it debug, but using your console or writing to the
Yeah,
text area, we're
yeah.
using the text area as a way to display the same thing. So tell me what
Oh
you
yeah,
want to do. You want to go into their class reader and do it? That's probably not great, but hey, we're learning how to code, right? So look,
yeah. Hey, let's output from the console
if
instead.
the,
Let's go to the text field.
I mean, the method's called print loaded data, and you are using camel case, which I'm proud of you.
I try, man.
So like that makes more sense to me. But if you want it done here, are you telling me if I commented these out and uncommented these, we'll get the same result?
We will.
Okay, so and there is a little bit more going on here. Like you have this exists, and then you have choice. Like the data is not going to be the same.
Right. But if you go inside the animal.js tab at the top, I also output the data from those instantiated objects to the console. So I'm doing it from within the animal
Let's
class.
let okay. So now we've talked it through, and I haven't really paid attention to your code. Direct me on where you want data coming from. We could put it in from the class. Doesn't matter. We just got to figure out how
Sure.
to. Let's do it. Where do you want to do it?
Sure. So line 132 instantiates the animal, and then we can insert a line right after 132 and just say, hey, spit out the animal dot, uh, dot trait. And I
Now,
think that's just a string to the
is
test
that's what we
field.
were doing up here, right?
Right, but that was just a test run.
Okay.
132 instantiates the class.
So now I've got 134, and instead of doing console.log, we're going to want
Right.
to do something like dollar sign, and then I think it's quoted, and I think you just do the anchor and then the name of the ID, and then I think we do inner HTML. I forget. I'm gonna have to Google this real quick, but it's something like that. And I'm gonna be a little bit off, but it's something close to this. And then we'll just take the guts of choice and move that there. I'll turn that off.
And take out the dot avian, and we'll be good.
Dot avian because it's hard coded.
No, they selected it randomly, reptilian, avian, whatever, and they assigned it all within the class. So the trait is all we need.
Okay, and then that's
There
that.
we go.
And then let me just verify how to output to a text area. Like
Sure,
basically, it's the
sure.
inner HTML. I think I got that wrong. So since this is jQuery, oh, no booing. They're so mean.
Right.
Let's go back over to how to. Okay, we'll just say jQuery inner HTML. It's probably just HTML method. Yeah, jQuery HTML method, and they go just .html, and then there it is. Okay, so we'll just say .html. It's lowercase, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I don't know if it needs a string or if we'll just take it just like that. It should just be fine. And save that and go back over here to the web. There it is. And see if I feel like there's going to be an error, but there's not. So far, so good. And then to get this, what do I press? Load?
The test, yeah, load test data, load AML data.
So just click load.
There we go.
And then I got nothing in the text area. So I have a feeling that's not how you write the text area by stuffing. Well, there's something in there, but it's empty.
Yeah.
It's empty. Let's inspect it. And it's got nothing. A whole lot of nada, man. So I'm going to console log this out also and make sure that we were getting stuff. And I'll shut off the other console logs.
Oh, you know what it is? It's just animal. Yeah, it's from 132 animal bracket I close bracket dot trait instead of animal data, because we're doing it off the instantiated object there. Just animal I. No data. No, you had dot trait right, but we just wanted animal bracket I dot trait.
Okay. So animal bracket data. What?
Nope, just bracket I. Just
After
like
trait?
on line 132.
Okay, let me take a look. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So you just want
Let's
that.
see. That dot trait. Yep.
Looks
Now we're
good.
talking. Now we're talking.
Can we go back to talking about 84? That was more fun.
So, anyways, man, it was a nice summer day in '84, and HTML
Yeah.
was still but a dream for another
Yeah.
like 6 years. And then
Yeah.
along came JavaScript.
Let's just take a look back at HTML3 while we're doing it. HTML3. Oh God. There it is. It's beautiful.
Homie.
All right,
Great
save
respect.
this and reload that. And we better see something this time, Mario, because oh, we got N, baby. Dude, I thought you knew what you were doing, man. So
No, no, no.
animal trait. Okay, it's time to console log some stuff.
Yeah.
And then we said it was this. Did I got a typo? N. That's an interesting error, man. Like,
Wait for
it
it.
takes a lot to get an N. Like, what the hell does that even mean? N number? Like, I can't say I remember ever getting an N.
That's a new one for me.
We got an R this time, which is weird.
Hmm.
Is it? Oh, because it's randomly loading stuff. So it looks like we're getting just either the first character or some portion of it. But
That's
like,
bizarre.
yeah, right.
I mean,
And what's all this stuff in the console? Like, I have. As for,
Oh, the class outputs the trait along with its body type, etc.
oh, so over
But
here
trait should
in
be one of them.
Over here in Animal JS, we're getting console logging, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything in this code that we should borrow from? Template A plus animal data trait, template index, no? Any of that data? Nope. I'm just going to turn it off then. Is that cool? All right. I just want to see what we're really logging for now. So
Yeah.
log that. Animal is cold blooded. Is there no more console logs? That's just from here. Console log plus.
Hmm.
You know what's awesome about Mexican keyboards is you can obviously you really have to learn. Boo.
Boo!
Okay. Okay, we got booze, baby. Um, so we know that that's what we're logging, and so I think it might be a string error or the way that it's probably the way I'm writing to HTML. Let's just try this and say boo and reload that and see if I can actually. I got a boo. I got one boo, which you think it would almost go a number of times, right? But output, nope. All right. So choose animal I trait. Oh, choice. That's the difference.
Choice is a global function inside test.html to randomly select stuff. But since the animal's already been created, it has its own. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Just
Nice.
one record though. But yeah,
Hmm.
but in our console we're getting tons. So
Hmm.
this something's getting blocked out during the loop. I think it's getting the last one. So horns of yep, it's the last one in the deal. So what you need is a variable probably here. Let my var equal and then something to be nothing, and then that gets updated.
And then just keep on aggregating it.
Yeah, like concatenating to it, or maybe like maybe when we do the output, we do it outside of the loop. Let's ditch that.
Okay.
We'll just do it outside of the loop for this guy right here and see
Huh.
if that saves our life. And then reload that. And we're just probably going to be like, this is too, yeah, I knew there'd be an error. Oh, you got that promise, dude. Reference error, I is not defined, makes sense. So yeah, we will need to do concatenation and then a final output. So let my var, and then my var comes in, and then we'll say um, my var plus equals, and then we'll just be like it's equal to itself plus this output stuff that we're doing here, something like that. I think that I don't know if let has that kind of scope access. This is me being old school. I know var will not have an issue with that, so we'll leave that for now, and then we'll come back and try let.
Is there like a subset of whatever the heck the actual field's text currently is, and couldn't we concatenate that, or is that an option?
What you want to write to the text area? No, it's
Like if you can say like my text area dot text equals my text area dot text plus whatever the heck the new output is.
no. It's let's not do that. I'm sure you could do that, but during the loop we could write to it and keep writing. But your loop basically was overriding itself and just puts out the last record. It's like loop through everything, and then
Right.
we basically console log out my. Let's just try getting it to work, and then we'll make some mods. Let's see if this goes right here. Okay, in promise reference I. What am I using I? It doesn't belong there. And basically, we're just gonna do
Yep.
output. Let's take this straight up output, and then I'll never memorize this keyboard. And then we'll just output my var, which has been built up here. This is old school, so you're right. There's a number of ways to do it. But let's see if we can just get this thing to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold
Look
the
at that,
applause.
buddy.
Yeah, so that's so then I wonder what happened if we use let because of the scoping. We may not have access to my var inside of this guy here. So this might be a learning curve. Soak. Is that right? I need this text area to be wider, dude. It won't let me. How's your install coming on your side?
Let's take a look and see what we're seeing. Oh God. Well, it says it's done with one of them, but it's still sitting there cranking. Yeah.
Do you love it? I don't know if you love it. I hope you love it.
No, I
'Cause-
do like that. The
okay.
crickets really lend itself to the act.
To the experience, eh?
Yes. All I know is it did take this long to install my Mac. I'll have to use my MacBook next time.
Yeah, I love it when people tell me about how amazing Macs are, not knowing that I have one, and that it also sometimes ruins my day. And I'm just like, yeah,
So great. I mean,
yeah.
2 hours running, and I don't even have that installed yet.
What about when you got to like do your defrag because they're like your recycle bin has a billion things in there, and that takes a few hours. You ever been through that? It's awesome. Okay, so why is this not wider than I want? We don't need that. Let's go 400 wide and 800 wide. Something in our layout is pushing the text area to be like only that wide, and it won't let me go wider. But okay, so that's not pretty. Has a chrysalis life stage, and then we need like a backslash n, correct?
Yeah, so we can
So
neatify it.
yes, and then I guess I would just stick that where, right here. Like I'd probably do like a plus, and then that, and then do backslash n
That looks good to me.
and backslash r just because we're awesome. Henry taught
Ooh,
me that one. And then let's see if
backslash
that takes
R.
it for
What's that?
it's a carriage return. It's different. Like when you view source, you'll get carriage returns this way, but when you view source this way, like line by line, it's new line. So it's just a
Oh,
difference between yeah. It's I think it's I might have that backwards. Oh, it actually made a double line. So look, I had it backwards. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go and reload that.
learning process, man.
Looks better. Always
Oh,
appears
I'm
in
liking it.
groups. All right, so let me commit this, and just so that you'll have some working code. And then, do we want to try what you were saying? Is write to the text area, then read from the text area, and write to it again. I don't know. Again, I don't want to take over your code too much, but you're wrong, man, and I'm right.
Here, buddy, you're wrong.
Oh, I'm gonna chat it offline. Hold on. No, okay. So test Mario. I'm gonna make a commitment here called "I love you, Mario, with all my heart." What would be the good? Okay, this is output to text field, text area, old school loop, and then be sure to subscribe to all my stuff. Here
I'm
we
just gonna
go.
write a script that's gonna auto subscribe and make your head disappear.
Can you make a cricket come in through the grass behind me? That would
Mm,
be
that would be sick.
that would be life changing. Kind of look like this a little bit. All right.
Dear Cricket.
So everybody out there who's never coded before probably thinks we're geniuses, but everybody who has coded before probably through their Xbox controller, maybe PlayStation, is like, why did I waste my time? Let's get awesome. We're going React pretty soon here. You can tell because I've got the sweaty armpits. I don't mind putting this out there.
Dude, it's not that big a
149,
deal.
149 an hour, and you two can get the jokes. React, baby. So what's
You
next,
know what I
boss?
especially love is on
Talk to me.
OS 10 installing npm, and it says checking out files 100%, 5100 out of 5100 done,
Okay.
and it just sits there.
Hmm.
I mean, is it done? Is there more stuff being done?
Is my
So,
mic? Yeah, okay.
no,
Is
you're good
anything
though.
ever done?
No, I don't think
I
so.
bet you Steve Jobs' console is still hanging right now in his cryonics lab. Because I'm gonna leak. That's oh, you heard it leaked here first. He's coming back for 2025, the new president of the United States.
Dear Tony, accept Steve Jobs as your president.
He
Love,
he's coming back to
respect.
really kill Flash. He's so pissed that it's finally being killed in one more
Have
month.
something really great here. It's gonna be great. We're gonna kill Flash, light it on fire, slap it, flip it, rub it down.
Today we're gonna stop doing jQuery and go back to Flash.
Action script 2.0, buddy.
All right.
ActionScript 2.0. All right, so I used
What's next,
the
boss?
Git desktop, and I got your code. I see it updated on my end. Yay! This is
Cool.
a plus.
I had no idea. I guess I got to learn more about the scope for let versus const versus var and when to use it. But I mean, we had access to let my var
Hmm.
inside the outer scope, so that's interesting. I didn't know that. I guess I didn't know you could do that. I thought I don't know. More homework for later. So
No, it's good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. See,
yeah. So you got your installs? See? Yeah.
makes me
Nope.
sad, but no, my install's not done. That's gonna have to be for next week,
No.
probably.
Are you trying to log off? No, no pressure. Let me. I was taking a
No,
nap.
I'm not leaving. I'm just saying right now,
Well, it's
if
been
this is
nice
going
having
to
you,
take,
Mario, and thanks for joining us. No, I'm kidding.
it's gonna take forever.
We got forever. As soon as my armpits dry out, jeez, I'm stressing over here. Let me see.
Damn,
I'm gonna
don't be
put the.
self-conscious, bro. Don't look at yourself.
I think it's just that it's actually hot in the house. Let me try the fan. Can you hear my fan? Can you hear my fan? You hear that fan?
No,
Really?
no,
Okay, we're gonna dry out these pits. All right, let's get down to some more coding. So
do it.
we've 1 hour equals one line of code. So
Dude, it is not a big deal. We're crushing this.
we're
This is
crushing
good.
this. Yeah,
So
we're gonna. What's up? Talk to me. What's next?
I was gonna say on my next list of to do,
Yeah.
we got the boot. Okay, so we got the container area set up to populate with just text data. Checking
Okay.
it off using Todoist. You can use whatever your to do list app of choice is out there, but I highly recommend you use this. Anything that's like a product organizer for like to do. Use Google Keep, whatever. Anytime something comes into your head and you go, oh, that'll be cool, write that sucker down,
What do you
put it in,
use?
organize it.
What is it that you use? Google Keep.
Uh, I use Todoist or I'll use Google Keep as well because they have a checkbox option. Just something about checkbox filling, like, hey, I did this, I'm done. And again, you don't come in completely organic. I mean, Chad and I like to play it loose and kind of wild, but I did have 5 things I wanted to accomplish during today's day. That's what I recommend. It's true. It's true.
Let's do some more
Control
coding.
Shift R. That was my other thing that I really want to stress to newbies. I don't know if it's a Windows thing, a Mac thing, or just a me thing, but with Chrome, I would do changes on my JavaScript. I would refresh, and it would not show those changes I made. It drove me nuts. So I had to do, I think it's Windows Shift R or Control Shift R to do a hard reload, hard refresh, and it would clear the cache out. So that's definitely a pro tip.
Okay.
Last but not least,
What?
the snippet creator.
Do you want to show
Remember the
that?
library to create snippets?
Yeah, snippet creator. Um, I'd rather do some React stuff to be honest,
Fired up. Let's do it.
but I guess we're still waiting for your ENV. Let me. Can I ask you?
Yeah, it's why
What?
don't you do it, dude? Let's not make folks wait. I want to learn.
Oh, really? All right. No pressure. No pressure.
Show
All right.
me.
Well, let me ask you real quick. Why the hard coded five here?
Mhm. Why the hard coded what?
Numero cinco. Let me turn off my fan. Why the hard coded number five? See
I don't
that
know.
five right there? This is your code.
Oh,
Create
here I am.
elements. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I just hard coded that arbitrarily. I just wanted to do a test run of 5. So if we change that to 50, that should just be 50 items out to the text field, and that would let us see if the scroll bar works dynamically.
Of course it
I don't
will.
know that it does.
Yes, it does.
I don't know.
Oh, for
Proof
sure.
is in the
That,
pudding,
that's
buddy.
that's Windows native stuff.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually writing this to a list, but that's a multi-line list will be better because you'll actually get indexing into the
Mm,
object, whereas this is just a big text area with new lines.
I got you. And then I could have particular data linked to each one of those indexes.
Well, to your point, like you can do like on change events. Like if someone selected it, you'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
know which object was selected in the array.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're in the UI and someone's like, okay, I'll click on creature lacks a sense, and it's like you want to do something else in the page,
Yeah,
you'll know the index and the value. Whereas like right now, there's no indexing in this. It's just a big dump.
I like that. That's actually a great idea. I'd love to learn that.
You want
Let's do
to?
it.
Should we bust it out? Okay, so
Let's do it.
it's a list, but it's a multi-line list, and then HTML, and it looks like this. How can I vertically da 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 multi-line list items? Where's W3 schools when you need them? Just for a quick dealio. Okay, we're just gonna. It's called an HTML list, I guess. I'm just gonna talk until I figure it out. HTML list. Here it comes. Here comes the
Bringing it.
music. Bringing back that music, baby.
Bringing it.
All right. Uh, on order list. Maybe I'm thinking about drop down lists.
Table view.
HTML. You could do it with something like that. HTML drop down list. Come on, W3C. It's a form element. Here it is. Select. Okay, it's a select element. So see these like options that it's building up right here.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a little more involved for what we're looking to do. Maybe we don't want to do this right now. Maybe we don't. Maybe we'll do it a little bit and then be like, let's do something else because your install might finish.
No, I'm
But
100% for it.
okay, so
Bring it.
so let's bring it into the page then. So we'll go like this, and then we'll put it right next to our good old junky old text area. And then there's a concept called selected, which we don't really care. But like what we want to do is we want to dynamically use the jQuery API in this case, or we could just use raw JavaScript and write additional rows to this thing. So we'll give this thing an ID called uh, output list, and so now we can reference that by document.getElement by ID output list, and that's talking raw JavaScript, or we can do it with jQuery, and then it's like, if I was to do raw JavaScript add option to select, you basically get HTML select add method. So let's check that out. And there it is. So we'll bring this code here, and we'll go down to where we're doing our stuff. Down here, inside, are we still inside the for loop? We're still inside that method. So we'll give ourselves lots of room to get messy. And so they set a variable called x, document.getElement ID. It's called output select or list. I forget. Output list. What do I hate scrolling back up, Mario.
Bro, you're only
Output
human.
list. I hope not for long, thanks to good old Elon Musk. He said the other day we're already all cyborgs, we just don't know it. I was like,
With our cell phones, man.
that's what he said. So we get the object by ID, it gets called one time inside this method, it grabs it, and then it says var option da 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 da. But we want that to happen through iteration,
Yeah.
which we're doing here. And each one of those would loop and basically stuff it. So we'll bring this up above to where this guy's going down. And then we're going to do the var option create element option. That can happen inside here. Gosh, thanks VS Code, making me do stuff.
Dude, whatever you do, don't lint it.
I know. And then var option, so he creates, we probably don't need, like I could create this, well we need to create this every time, but var option could be created outside of the loop up here, and then we just keep like reassigning it, but it's basically going to get overwritten every time, like reinstantiated. And then option equals document.createElement option, fine. Option.text is equal to kiwi, and for our text it's actually going to be this stuff here. and then that should just populate that, and then it adds the options. So that means that we don't have to build it up like we did and dump it into a big hash. Instead, this is just going to be nice and clean. And we got an error because we're not awesome. I thought we were. Let's see if we can be awesome. Because I want some kiwi right now, I'm telling you. So we save that like that, and then if Henry Chan was here, it would work the first try, but he's not, so he's busy making Alexa. Let's go back over to localhost. No, it's 127. I need more tabs open. So I don't even see the select object in the page. And let's see what happens.
You got it generated, right? There you go.
Well, that's the text area.
Right.
I think we got an error. I love it when it's
think it's being condescending?
Yeah.
Condescendiente.
Well, I mean, I thought I made it. Let's go look again. So here is the output object called output list. Let's move it above our little guy.
Oh, I don't want to alarm you, but verifying Xcode is 1% complete now on my side.
Good, because look, okay, we got Volvo, we got Saab, we got Fiat. All right, so we're gonna take this guy out of here and save that, and then we're gonna go reload this, and it should be empty. But then, bam!
Oh,
so
this.
Yeah, so like now, like using a text area or not, we can set an on-change event. So when I select that, your client side now knows you selected index 7 that has the value of ID 4 pairs. So now you've sort of like moved your JSON array into a UI object, and then now you're utilizing that, and you can actually you can use this as keys to call back to your data. Even it's not the cleanest way, but it is a way.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And let's turn it to a multi-line. I think it's I think the attribute is multi. Might be a multi-line like that. I think I got that wrong, but let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I bailed on that. But let's figure out how to what's it called? A select multi-line HTMLer.
Dear HTMLer.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's multiple. They got me, dude. Not multi-line. I hope this isn't on the test when you get to the pearly gates. They're like, wait, in HTML.
Like, Chad said multi-line, multiple.
Well, I know you'll be at the gate. Yeah, I won't even get that far. He's going to be like, boo! Where is this? I love your title, sign-in template.
Yeah. Well, we stole that. I'm sorry, we used that directly from Bootstrap.
So here we have.
Never fixed it.
See, now you can multi-select objects. You can also disable that too, but it does allow people to be like, all right, so let's style it a little bit. And just for the interest of being more cool, we'll just call this output list, and we'll do it up here. And then we'll say the width is 400px, and the height, I'll just talk really mellodrome, and the height 400px, Bueller, and then
Bueller. So
that guy, that's by ID.
And I'm gonna do a bio break. I'll be right back.
Me too, man. But if I installed something below the desk. You gotta know how to. I'll wait. Yeah, make sure to bring your microphone with you so we can hear it. Okay, height 200. Grooving. So how is everybody out there liking our live show? Let's see. Let's find out. Awesome. Thanks, guys. No, it's fine. It's fine. This is our second time going live. Channel's doing great. Okay, bring it on. Tell us more. How you feel? So happy. Thank you. Okay, so for all the folks out there in React land, Mario's learning web development. We're live in the Learn to Code group as well. And a lot of us who are also still write React are still going to run into jQuery. So please don't hate me for going live in our React channel and also messing with jQuery code or pure vanilla JavaScript. It's fine. Like we're going to be doing ES6 code here pretty quick. Mario wanted to see some stuff in his code base, and I want to understand more of what he's designed so that when we migrate to React, we'll have a better idea of what we got to rewrite, and if any of it we can bring back over. Probably a lot of the internal methods he has inside of animate animal.js. We could bring some of this stuff into React with a little bit of refactoring. So thanks for bearing with us. That's hence why we have the bad jokes to keep it fun. I think today as soon as he gets his install going, I will have him create a React environment. I'm gonna recommend maybe we go Next.js, but maybe we'll just go React. I don't know. But yeah, we'll just wait for him to come back, and then let's actually take a break because I'm also gonna go visit the behind the weeds over here. So just bear with us one sec. Don't log out.
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'm gonna do the same.
Take your time, man.
Oh, let me mute my mic too because I don't want anybody to hear. Like I'm walking through the weeds.
That's so great.
The gray box really makes it seem real. Okay,
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just bummed out I can't do the background, but once you split, I'll go ahead and nail it.
No, your background was awesome with the spaceships. Did it freeze your camera?
I just choked it out. Yeah, it kept on complaining at me. It's like, you don't have enough power to do this. Choose a virtual background.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes. Hey man, do the spaceship one. The trash can's cool too. Do the spaceship.
Manually pick the background of if the detected color is not accurate. Okay, there it is.
Oh wow, you have more settings than I do. Cause I got Windows, baby. Are you able to hear the words coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, I am.
Oh well, I
Oh, that's rad.
apologize
The
for that.
spaceship is just hanging out back there. That's sick.
Yeah, earlier it was on your when you had the sheet pulled over. It was on that when you like
There you go.
pulled the sheet around.
See,
There.
but that stupid black filing cabinet is just hanging out. But okay, I'll
You're gonna have to paint it green.
see.
Paint everything green. It's okay. Your face, man. I like
need my
it.
alien buddies. I think I'll work on that for next time. Just have a gray hanging out over here.
That'd be dope. Where were we at? Okay, so just as I'm gonna do a little code cleanup, just because I know that we got new folks learning and also our reputations on the line. So we're gonna do HTML, JavaScript, code formatter, something like that, and then we're gonna be like, okay, it's a beautifier. And I'm not sure if I got a lot of faith in this one, but let's see. Hopefully this will remove all the extra white spaces, indentation, beautify that code. Oh, something don't look right in Denmark there. See, that ain't cool. I told you I didn't have faith in these guys. Oh, this is beautify JavaScript. Where's the one that does all of it? Here we go. HTML formatter. Come on, babies. Format that HTML. Mucho mejor, as they say.
One.
Oh, okay. Okay, still looks bad, but all right.
Looks better.
Looks like, yeah, it does, huh? So we're gonna have to go a little manual status here and do some cleanup. And I'll just bring back these lines. Standards. What's the standard for code formatting? It's like indent four spaces, right? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, tab equals 4 spaces. Don't use spaces. Use tabs.
Right.
Those are fighting words, man.
pretty much. And then it's probably best to, if we're gonna do comments, we say like, so we're not even gonna use the output text area anymore. So I'll just dump that, and we're gonna get rid of like that. We'll go back and put comments later, but there's probably a cleaner way to do the select object and not just reinstantiate the my var over and over, which I did up here. Let's clean this up. I'm all about that my var, aren't I? So I just use it everywhere. And like,
use what you need to.
Like variable names like x, there's no bueno. So what would be a better name for x? Let x equals, we'll say it's the output, it's going to be the select list item. Just be as descriptive as possible, and without breaking the code, we do that there. And I'll just do a save and make sure I didn't break anything, because I love breaking stuff. And here's our beautiful layout. Thank God we used Bootstrap. Okay, still works. Then this console log stuff, we don't really need that around. I'll leave it because you might want to be doing your testing with that. Then this, what are you doing with that? Clean that up. And instead of calling it myvar, what would be a better one for myvar? This is not being used.
Animal, like my animal, or
we're not using this anymore, anyways, because that's what was going to the text area. We've now moved up to using the select list item thing from HTML, the selected list item, and then option.text var option. Okay, yeah, that's a little more generic. It's better. It's cleaner. Print loaded data. I don't know. It gets called probably somewhere, but we're not really using it right now.
No, that I think was more for debugging, checking.
Okay, and then this guy right here, I don't think you're going to use that. Probably not, right?
Probably not, no.
And we don't need to console log test that. You can put that stuff back later. No more alerts. That's going to give away give away our age. And then what's this form all about? We don't care about this, do we? Did we? Okay, I'll leave it. And then text area is out.
Oh, nah, you know what? You can ditch that, yeah.
Yeah, that was like the login form or something.
Yeah.
And then this, at least not yet. And then scripts. I feel like this stuff shouldn't be so tabbed in all the way, but it's a little cleaner. Custom styles. Here's our CSS. Like, that doesn't look right to me. It just doesn't look right. Like this. Sometimes in situations like this, I call a friend and I go, "What do you think about going left justified, and then go inner?" I don't know, making a mess. I'm wasting time, but it's good that what the hell is that? Why is that? We got a nested method. Oh, okay. Is that what's going on there? That's that. Oh, rookie move. Talking and typing. No bueno. Well, it's hella ugly. How about we try some CSS formatter? Online CSS.
Do they have like built-in linter packages to use?
They do. They do. And I'll find one here in a minute. If we want to do that.
No, I was just curious.
No, you're absolutely right. Because remember, this is You're Right. What is it? What's the name of our new title? I'm Right.
Oh, it's I Am Right. I think it should be Chad is Right.
And welcome to our series, I'm Right and You're Wrong. I'm Chad, your host.
Welcome to You're Wrong and Here's Why, with your host, Chad Collins.
What the hell is all this? Author, Mark Otto. Whoa, wait, now we know. I'm going to say it's Mario Roberti.
I tried.
We did not use Jekyll. That's out. This we will not be telling people about this.
Dear
Awesome.
Mark, love your show. Never change.
Am I gonna ever remember? Is it? It's not awesome galaxies. It's not amazing galaxies.
It's
It's
artificial galaxies, just like artificial sweetener.
makes a lot of
Artificial.
sense. But before I step into my cryonics chamber, meaning my first round of death, I'm gonna remember that. It's gonna take a while. But
It's all good,
artificial
man.
galaxies. Okay.
We got time.
Thank you, man. That gives me the relief. All right, that's enough code cleanup for now. Let me get a commit going called needs more cleanup. And then on your side, are we still looking at the install?
Yeah.
All right.
Homie.
Dear
Xcode validation almost 30% complete.
code cleanup on aisle one. They say you should really be descriptive. So code cleanup on aisle one. I don't know about jokes. I didn't even spell aisle correctly. So did I? Code cleanup, formatted, code beautifulness. All right, let's ship it. Commit. It's on its way. I feel like we need some new music jams, but we got none.
Gonna go ahead and install some linters on my side. Hopefully that's something I can do in the meantime.
Yeah. So what's next? Do you want to do anything client side with what we just installed there, with the object, like with the list item?
Uh,
Let me explain what I mean. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
talk to me.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that we could save out the outputted data as JSON somewhere. Oh, but that's like more of a node thing, right? Because the
No.
other JavaScript
Well,
still has
yeah.
file control.
Yeah, you're right. But what we could do is at least but we could still convert whatever's in the objects, the select, can still convert that to a JSON object
Oh,
and have that ready for when you're going to use. Basically, with Node, you're going to use FS file
right.
file system, and then they will do the write. And I do have code for that, but you do need that other step. And 1 second while I like that. While I play the crickets. That sounds good. One more time? No more times.
Many more times.
We need some frogs.
That'd be rad.
Okay, that's up next. Okay, sir. So, is that what you want to really be doing? Because I'm down. I just want to make sure I'm not like trailing off on your stuff.
No, this is perfect. This is totally cool. I mean, we can get super back-endy user registration, save the data on the back end later. But for
Okay.
now, I'm down for just generating the serializing the data out to JSON that we can spit out on the screen.
Yeah. You know what's weird is like I can't get. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Chrome. So we still got this guy right here, and then what we'll do is we're gonna start to get this. Let me turn this down a little. So if we want to, like, let's say I made a selection here, here, and here, and then I wanted to write that. Is that what we were talking about? Like,
Sure.
we'll need like another
Sure.
button that's like save.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to buttons. And are we using all these buttons? Load animal, data, and refresh.
No, refresh.
Oh, that's
new.
nice. Why don't we just shorten the way what this button says? How about load?
Sure.
Or should it just, I mean, I don't know. Or just load animal?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's data. Data's a little redundant. And mostly I don't like what it's doing in the screen, so.
It gets you very upset.
Oh, yeah. But this is
Yeah,
making my
getting a little
day.
angry.
I just hope that Brian's watching this and wishing that we would have done some jQuery and some HTML4. I'm just kidding.
I assume Brian's not pro jQuery.
No, he's new school. There would be no reason to do jQuery. He probably likes it. I'm not sure. I don't know. But he came into the game when fetch is around and you don't use jQuery no more. So okay, we got data loading, and we can refresh the data, and we need a save. So then we go up to select. So first we get the button. First we get the button, then we get the fame. All right, and then our list box It's somewhere down here magically. Hey, the code's a lot easier to read now.
Yeah, look at that.
Script. Lovely bunch of coconuts. Can we ditch this guy?
Yeah, that was just my test output.
I like that.
Okay.
You've changed.
I know. No more coconuts for you.
That sounds good.
And then where's the damn list box? Select. If you swear, it makes things go so much better.
Darn you, list box.
So there it is right there. There's the select. I put the button. The ID will be called, I guess since you're doing the my stuff, we'll call it my save. And,
I'm not married to it, but sure.
Okay. Well, the ID save would have been fine too. Save. Control R. Where's our save button, bro?
Control Shift R. We'll do a hard refresh.
Control Shift R?
I think so, yeah.
I think I did something it didn't like. I put it inside the select object.
No.
We need to get you a boo audio going on your end.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could be the peanut gallery over here with that, but look at that. Save.
Okay,
It's
so
done.
load data, refresh, load. So I think refresh would be clear, but refresh also pulls the data, but okay. And then save, and then we got the ID my save. So when we save, we're gonna want to build up an object, like we'll have a function called like make function make objects, or how about save data,
Gotcha.
and then console log save me. And then now we need to get what's selected. And so we used raw JavaScript, so kind of moving away from the jQuery stuff, but get multi-line select from select HTML JavaScript. This can all be done with jQuery too, of course. How to get all selected values from a select multiple equals multiple. So these guys doing it the usual way, var values is equal, and then he's got jQuery. How dare him? Unless a question asks for jQuery, the question should be first answered in standard JavaScript.
Uh-oh, someone just went Brian on them.
Wait, Brian, no, sorry, Brian. Brian has never said nothing bad about jQuery, bro. But I mean, different Brian. From Rob G.
Damn, Rob.
Damn, Brian. Let's get Brian in here right now. I'm going to go over to Discord and get him. Function get select values select. So what is that? The select object, I guess that's what we're passing in.
Mm-hmm.
Then he sets up an array. Options
Right.
equals select ampersand select options. He's going to build the whole object.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to just cheat and use jQuery for now, yeah? In the interest of time?
Okay. Sure, why not?
All
Are you
right.
going to make me redo it later?
Yeah, probably. But so let's just use this now, and we'll go bam. So we'll say var values is equal to output select, and then we'll just console log values, and then we need to call save data on click. And I think you have a method for doing stuff with buttons already.
I thought I did. That was the one that called it from the very top, right?
Where are we looking at here? Let me take a look. You got button, my code button. And okay, there's this, yeah, sort of the automatic E guy.
Yeah, maybe we should refactor that my code button and actually call it something.
What do you want to call it?
Wasn't that the load data button?
Okay, let's make sure I didn't break it. Quiz me. What's the name of the app? Artificial Galaxies. Load animal. Refresh. Save. All right, so we're going to just basically borrow this event listener that's attached to the click event of none
Right.
other than the save button, which I think I called save my save. And we can call that something else. What do we want to call that?
No, that works.
Okay. How about save data? We
Sure.
got load data, save data. And then save data is going to call, what's the name of our method down here? It's called save data.
Save data.
I wonder, see, that could be a conflict of interessante. But let's see if it's, if JavaScript's smart enough to deal with the action. And let's keep the code looking somewhat the same. You know, going live makes it a lot more fun, I think. Because you can always watch this later and, you know, Thanksgiving comes and family's like, what have you been up to? You'll be like, sit on down and let's,
I'll send you to the highlights. Let's fast forward to the good stuff.
Oh, this is the funny part right here.
Watch this.
Save. Save me, and then we get undefined. Probably because we didn't have anything selected. Save me undefined. You know, this guy's jQuery stuff bailed on us. So var values.
jQuery was supposed to be legit, homie.
Maybe I didn't call it. It looks like it's called output list, bro. My bad. That's probably why it's undefined dizzle. Let's try that again. Okay, load that data, select 4 objects, and click save. And there's our array. Horns, bodies, lives. So yeah, and then so we got an array, but you could iterate on that array and convert it back to objects. So there's probably like something we could do in jQuery that automatically casts that to objects.
Couldn't we populate that with the actual animal objects, the classes that I instantiated into the array? You mentioned it would be kind of sloppy, but I'm just curious.
Well, I think I got your question, but you're doing it wrong. So let me just no.
Let me tell you why you're doing it wrong. Here's why.
Here, like we're gonna use WPF. So are you saying that we have a structure from the sort of the class that you have, and that we want to?
Yeah, we have an array containing 5 instantiated animal classes in there, and that's where we're populating the list using one of those animal objects dot trait. I'm curious if we can actually put the animal objects as JSON when you hit save.
You want to save those too, or because this is like new data?
Let's see.
Or do you want to keep the structure at least, right? Like you want to keep it compatible with like how we brought them in.
Yeah. Because right now we're just exporting into that list. We're exporting the traits from those instantiated objects. Is there a way we could maybe name them object 1, object 2, object 3 inside that list and save those out?
Yeah. So the answer is yes. Everything you're talking about, and I just want to make sure. Like let's talk through this some more. I want to wave my hands and stuff a lot. So in a perfect world, my grass would be moving behind me. But it's not. So let's say that there was a method called all my jokes are good and another method called I could pass it in an array and it gives me back the same sort of animal object that you build. Is the quick question on that. Is this different every time I hit load as far as like it's random? Okay, but as far as the structures when it brings me the data, let's say it always brought back a certain type of animal. Would that order, would those object lists, does that matter to you? Like, is there a unique ID for each one of them?
They're just in that array, so I'm just checking them by the index, but they're random every time, yeah.
But they're not randomly ordered. Like, it's randomly selecting an animal in this case. But let's say I always wanted to get an elephant, just using that as an example. Not that you have elephants. Sure. Is the data that comes back, is that serialized? I mean, is that like, hey, item 1 is African element. I mean, row. You know, does that matter, or does that get mixed up too?
Nah, it just gets mixed up too. Just
okay.
For testing purposes. So
when we go to save this, like when we go to save this data, will you ever want to marry it back to your data sources, your records, your animal records?
Oh, are we getting into database thinking?
Well, kind of. I'm just saying, like let's say that you're a market and you have an inventory of items this week, and then I come
Yeah,
to your market and I say I want tomatoes, lettuce, and onions, and I click save. Well, you have a
yeah,
basically a SKU in your market where you're like, and
right.
you punch it up on the keyboard. That way, when I bring you back my array and you want to marry it back to do more stuff with it with all your other methods using your calculators, it'll match up rather than just like, hey, here's some new items we know nothing about. Like they're duplicates. They can match them.
Yeah,
You can match them by string name, but that can work. But I'm just asking, like
hmm,
normally in like JSON data objects, you would put some sort of a GUID against every record.
right, right, right.
And I know we're not there yet. Now it doesn't sound like we are. I haven't looked at the data, so we don't got to do it right now. But
Well, I mean, if you go inside Animal.js,
let
I'm
me
just
take a look.
creating a random animal every time,
Okay.
and they could have one of three random traits. They could have a trait, they could have a group
Uh,
size, and I think that's it. Yeah,
okay. Interesting.
trait, group
Oh,
size.
okay, good. Thank you, because I didn't really like study your data and where you're at. But in the future, let's say that I come to your platform and I do a
Mhm.
bunch of manipulation, like give me some random stuff. Cool.
Yes.
And but then one of these days I might be like, I don't want random. I know what I want. I want iceberg lettuce. I want
Yeah.
cherry tomatoes. I want whatever, and I build up that from the inventory. Then I click save. It saves to my account. It's like that's
Yes.
what my shopping list is. So that way, when
I got
I
you.
come back later and I go, you know what, I
Mhm.
want to add to my shopping list, or I want to duplicate my shopping list and make a new one. Like it's just something to think about. So to me, it sounds like we've got a mixer here
Yeah.
of
It's
like, yeah,
what happens if like the user comes across something randomly generated, they like that particular one. Oh, I want to save that for future use. Boom, throw it in their inventory for later reuse, their palette, so to speak, their shopping cart. I like that. Definitely.
it's much like your person object where we'll need an animal object at some point, so we know the data structure. And that's what I was saying is like if we're talking classes, now that we have an array of things about an animal, if we had a
Hmm.
method to call a function that reclassifies this data and saves it to a file, at least we'll start
Yeah.
structuring some shit. But it's like we're just talking ahead. Right
Hmm.
now we've got the array, and then what would be a next baby step we'd want to do with this array?
Um, Output that entire array of objects, each one instantiated with its two things: its group size and its trait, and its template, I guess. I,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So
even if
okay.
there's even if there's repeated data, it won't be very efficient, but just for fun's sake, let's output all these objects. We can make 10 of them, spew out a giant JSON of their data. How's that?
Okay. I like that. So, but I'll need to do a callback, right? I'll need to call a method,
Hmm.
right? Like, let's take a look at the log data and then see where the stuff is. Like right now, I'm gonna load this stuff. I'm gonna just select one, and so I've got this array item called color changing exoskeleton.
Now maybe we should back up here. Maybe we should name them. We should include a third thing: the name of that particular object. We can just name it Animal One, Animal Two, Animal Three as it's iterating through. Populate that list with those animals, and then we could select the ones we want to save out as just JSON. Because right now that could be confusing. That's showing a particular one of those instantiated animals, but it's trait. So I don't know if it lends
Yeah.
itself to the example or not. Or
No, I mean where we are with like this little select object and also the
Mhm.
ability like and what it's capable of storing, we could hack some stuff in, but more than anything, we should probably have an object in memory that represents what happened at this random load.
Mhm.
Like when I click load, it's like let me clear it. When I click load, it's something new, right?
Yeah,
If
it's
I
just
click
resetting it.
so when I click load, do we have a JavaScript object that represents this, like in memory right now?
No, well, yeah, it's the array.
Where is it at?
Let's go and look here.
I'm just gonna keep deleting all your
It's
console.
back in test HTML.
Okay, where
It's
would I?
right in there. Okay, it's outside there, line 94. That's it.
Okay, var animal. So it's an array,
Yeah, yeah.
and
And you see it
then
populates it on 98 when it instantiates a new instantiation of that class.
using
And it just
new.
loads it on in there.
Cool. That's good because it's all kind of in the same place. This
Yeah.
creates the animals. Um, let's talk through that again. So we have an animal array right there. So if I was to console log, do I have access? It sounds like it looks like it's outside the function create animals.
Yeah.
It's kind of in
Yeah.
most JavaScript terms that would be considered in the window object root might be not considered the most. It's considered a global variable.
Yeah. School me.
So we're gonna have to take your stripes away for that. No, I'm kidding. But whatever, right? Like, who cares? This is your script. I'm teasing you, but like normally they want to keep the things out of the window tray, object
Mhm.
tray, and we're not going to do that right now. But we're just making it aware that I think we know that this is a global variable.
Mhm.
It's almost the same as you don't even need the var identifier. Like when we use var inside of like other locations, we're sort of encapsulating it into a scope. But if you did a variable inside of functions here, but forgot to put the var keyword on there, it would end
Mhm.
up in the window object. It would end up in root as a global.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
so anyways, it's a global because it's being instantiated outside of any method. And if you could always do something crazy like function my big function, and then you wrap the whole dang thing, and then you're using closures, which
Uh-huh.
we're not going to do right now, but it would allow us if I move that all the way down to the bottom, it would at least keep all your variables if you're using the var keyword and all that stuff. At least it keeps it in this breadbasket called my
Mm.
big function.
Mhm.
But we're not going to do that. But scope is important to keep an eye on since we're learning. So whatever, we got a global variable, and but from inside this method, it has access to the window object root, and that we can do console log, and we can log animal. And I really feel like
Ah.
I think we need some applause right now
I think we're doing
because
pretty damn good.
shit's
I gotta
getting
say.
it's getting serious now. Like, and I'm just futzing around. Where is the applause? All I've got is this, and that's not what we
That's what
want.
I'm used to.
This one. Let's take a breath. We've taken it back to the 1994. Whew, deep breaths. Okay, let's console log now and see what animal array looks like versus what we're pulling back in. It's still not an object, and I think that's what you were saying you wanted. Like,
Right, and that's why I was thinking of building in some sort of serialization into the class itself, where it would spew back the data, and then we could just iterate through and have it populate a JSON string or something. I might be making it more difficult than
no,
it has to be.
that's what they pay us to do, man. Is to
Done.
make it complex.
Done.
So I've got two objects selected here, or I'm sorry, two array items, which are properties of the animal array. And then
Right.
when I hit
Right.
save, you can see that I've got an array called creature is abnormally clever for an animal. So that's just one of the properties, no?
Right. Exactly. So that's why if we made that list populated with maybe the names of the animals, we could go back and reference the array of the animals when it comes time to save all of them out. Which ones that we want to select with the GUID or something. I would just
Right.
use a name, like animal 1 or 2 or I would be the iterating factor as we create them.
Yeah.
Look at that. You output all of them. There they are. What happens when you open that sucker? Does it show all their goodies? Look at that. That's killer.
Yeah, so like we almost want to know, I think, just talking out loud here, we almost want to know this random data set that came in. It hasn't. It came in from one of these, didn't it?
Yep, exactly.
So that's the accessor that we'll need to keep somewhere stored. And for visual reference, we could put a text field here for right now, and store that in there just so we can visually program easier rather than just keeping it in memory and be like, where am I storing that in that one variable? It'll still be stored in a value, like a runtime temporary memory value. Because like right now, I don't know where it is. It's lost to us. Like I can't. There's not a button I can say. What was it that I just randomly hit when I got load? So
Right, and I just meant that as a one-off session test.
I love it.
When you first come to the page, you hit that load button, boom, it does its thing. You get to see everything works, and then take it from there.
So we're on the same page, and I think you're doing it right. I just want you to know that you're now going to be taking over the show. Let's get a a text field for storing that selected object. When we randomize, it's going to help me keep my head straight, which is really, really an important thing, right? Start talking crazy, be like, back in the Perl days, let me tell you.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Oh yeah. Tell me something. It's Taco Tuesday. All right. Again, I'm losing my select. Where's the select?
Whoa, I'm flickering. I'm impressed.
Oh, that's cool. It's going to my music. So here's our select object. So are you familiar with how to make an input? It's input type equals text name equals I don't know. What would we call this thing? This is
What are we making right now though?
Well, we want to know when we hit load, it's randomly grabbing one of those animals. So we want to temporarily store that so we have access to it and we can see it. So we'll call it random animal.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to give it the same ID. And then we're just going to go ahead and save that. And then control R that. And then when we load that, we want to see whatever gave me this. I want to know the accessor here. We'll end up hiding this or just keeping it in memory, but it's for visualization. So now we got random animal, and down here, and this is another thing, our function is going to start getting really big, and so we'd probably want to break it up, but it's cool for now. So create animals. We could do it on the
50 animals in the array. Animal. Okay.
Yeah. And like, how many animals you got in the array?
Right now it shows 50.
No, but how many you got in data?
It's all randomly generated. There's no list of preset animals.
I could do like 10,000.
You can, and they could all be different. They could all have different traits, different group sizes, and different templates, like their main species type. Avian, reptilian, etc. See? Isn't that neat? I mean, there's probably a lot of overlap and repeat and duplication in there, but still. Again, the idea is to create them randomly. It's all about random generation.
I love it, dude. Beautiful, beautiful work, man. It's looking good.
Please, go on.
The syntax highlighting, best I ever seen. Okay. Let's go back to Earth here. And so like that's something to watch out for with this random generator and using a distinct object, but knowing but I guess out of the array or iteration, where are we gonna see? Is this it's getting stuffed here, right? Animal I. So animal I, if we just so after we're done, animal I is when does animal get created? Where is that coming from? Right there, right?
It's instantiated. So animal 1 equals a new instantiation of the animal class. Boom. And then it keeps on. Animal 2, animal 3, animal 4. And it's just taking random... It's creating them randomly from inside the animal object. That's all it's doing there.
You know what's weird is when we start to get animal I.trait, still in our loop, I think it's getting the last one in all the list. So, which is like not what we want.
No, it's not. You saw it on the console output.
Let's take a look.
You see it here inside the list.
I've shortened it. So now we got amoeba.
Right.
And I'll just save. So then we'll go down to the 10th.
Nope, number one.
Right, but what a coincidence that it's number one. Wait, it's
Rerun
right.
it.
Wait, you mean it's number one right here?
Yeah.
Zero or one?
It's zero indexed, so yeah, it's the
Right.
first one in the array.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay. Let's try it again. So quill like for. See that?
Ah.
So that's what I'm saying is that it's through our loop. It's just always going to pick the first or the last one in through this iteration, and so like it is randomizing, but but the way that we're doing our for loop, it's actually grabbing basically it does randomization, but then it's going to choose the first one out of all of them, the first animal. So we want to choose one, and we might need it. And I may not do it just this second, but we just know that that's part what's happening. But we may end up needing another for loop, or we may end up needing to move stuff out of our for loop so that it's just not grinding through and always getting the first or the last one.
Hmm.
Anyways, just keep that in your mind. But let's at least get. So how are we going to know which index it is? Well, if it's automatically assigning the first or last one, in this case the first one, then we can just do $. Please stand by while I figure out where the $sign is.
Condescending. Type in the $, my friend.
Anybody out there watching, if you want to buy me an American keyboard for Christmas, you can send it to me via Mexican FedEx Express. Thank you. Okay, here we go. $. And then what was the name of our new object? It's called.
Animal eye.
No, we made a text field. It was called.
Oh, my animal, wasn't it?
Yes, you are.
Dang.
Man,
Am I an animal?
Sometimes. This is a rhetorical question. Output list, random animal. Random animale. Yeah. Okay. And then I think we want to just basically do, I think .val, and then we set the value to.
That sounds good.
Now that'll give us the entire object. Will it not?
Yes. Shouldn't it? That should.
Yeah. Let's hold our breath. Nothing happened, essay, and no console log. No errors. Oh, I got to be doing this down in save. So save needs to. Wait, no, that should have. Whatever. $ random animal. Oh, I forgot the pound sign. Boy. I'm never gonna learn. You look at your face. Object, object. Beauteous, beauteous. So we need to stringify this object, yeah? So that's the JSON stringify, or I think you can also just do plus and two quotes.
Now, remember the output? It was actually outputting the JSON, the functions and stuff too. Is that cool or not? I'm cool with it if it'll work. Okay,
Let's find out. So usually, like, that stringifies an object if we just add like something, but I guess not. Those old tricks, they don't work no more. Ah, they got me. So we need to do, I guess, to string object dot animal dot to string should do it plus boo. Man, they're gonna make me do some googling again. All right, how to stringify an object. So it's JSON. It's not JSON, right? It's JavaScript object.
Yeah, it's here. Let me
How to
see.
convert a JavaScript
We had it
object
in,
to
I think, some of the
string.
code above, wasn't it?
I thought,
That.
I guess it's just saying use stringify, but there's also string.
Hmm.
I mean, who wants to look at our own code, you know? I guess I do.
Hmm.
Tell me what you think it'll work, and I'll try it. And then you can be right
I
up.
just slacked it to you, or Discord.
Really? What about string? You think that'll work? I'll look in Discord here in a sec.
Sure.
Everybody at home
Cast
is.
that as a.
Come on. All right, let me check the Discord. Let's see if you got this one. I'm checking my Discord. I feel like we've exceeded our 1 hour target, and I'm okay with that.
I think we've done well.
We're gonna have so many watchers, like 4.1. Everybody dropping off after 30 seconds.
By the
Okay.
time, yeah.
Well, I mean, at least we got bots that watch our stuff. Shout out to the bots.
What up,
Okay.
China?
Yeah, China. Console.log. Oh, you're gonna do JSON stringify on me, are you? Okay. That's the thing is that this isn't really JSON data, right?
No, it's like binary. Bson?
It's object. It's an object. If you do type of, it's object. Ah, I quoted a thing. So like, I love this about JavaScript, and this is like such an easy thing. JSON
Fools.
string. Like, what the hell? Oh, maybe I'll take the dot to string off. They're messing with us now, Frank.
Dear Tony.
Yeah, JSON stringify would work if it was actually JSON.
Well, how about building in serialization that would just spit out
There you go.
strings?
It worked. It worked, dude.
What?
Yeah, I just took off the dot to string because that was not helping it. Okay, so there you go. So now we know the parent that made this selector stuff. Cool.
That.
Cool.
Now, where were you seeing the stuff that you thought was repeating from the first and the last? I was still kind of not too
Right here.
clear.
It's always going to be the first item in the array or in the loop. There it is.
What is it though? What am I seeing? What am I supposed
So
to see?
up here I've got launches chemically powered darts,
Right.
exhales flames. Oh.
Right.
So these are my choice types.
Right.
Well, this is kind of weird. Yeah, look, I got a duplicate here.
Well, here, is any way you can give me control real quick so I can jump in and fiddle around real quick since I'm still waiting for Yarn to finish?
Yeah, maybe, but first tell me what it is that you're not understanding.
What I want to do is, again, we're exporting. These are all created randomly on the fly every single time. And
I get that. So look,
we're just putting the traits inside the list. We should actually be putting a name for the object. So we should have the animal object have a name field,
right?
Populate it. Huh?
Okay, instead of putting traits, we want to basically put the
list of objects and names there on the left side.
And then So this is what we get out of the repeater. Pattern for high temp.
Cool.
Is it mammalian?
Dude, yeah, that's exactly what I'm after right there. That's so cool. Why not? So, it's random.
Mammalian? Is that the name of the animal?
Well, that's the type. That's one of its things. It can be a template and the group size and again the traits. They're all randomized every single time. There's no uniformity to the objects as they're created. They're created randomly every time by design. And so there's never
what would you want it to say in here? Animal 1, animal 2, animal 3?
Yeah, I want to add a name feature, setter and getter or whatever the heck is considered proper inside the animal.js file. And then we could just name it as we created.
Okay, here, I get you. Let me give you control of my screen. And I'm actually going to heat up some burritos.
Do it.
Yes. Ooh. I'm going to use React to make these burritos, just so everybody on the group.
Welcome to the React channel. Got some stent
be sure to go
plans.
over to my bank website while I'm not. Okay, hang on one sec.
Banco del Ensenada de
How do I
Cholupa.
share? How do I share? Share myself. Share my
At the
heart.
top,
Dear
two
invite.
options. Request remote control.
Yeah, do it.
Request.
Denied. Oh god, see, yes.
All right, Mirale. ¿Dónde está the chingadera?
Let me bring it up. Right there.
No, nice. Okay. Whatever you
The,
do, don't have a mouse available. There it is.
the flies you see buzzing around, these are not digital. Those are real.
Nice.
This is the
That's what we're
real stuff.
talking.
Mexican flies. Mírale.
Mirale. Thanks.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna gum my food so you don't hear me actually chewing. I'm just gonna roll it around. Let me mute myself. See if I can do that.
No, no. Hmm. Oh man, I hate your keyboard right now through controlling. Nothing is linked to Control S. No. Oh, for Christ's sake, on a dump truck, this is killing me. Command S doesn't save, it brings up something. Command V doesn't paste, it brings up something else. Enjoy. Okay, now we're talking. All righty. Condescendiente, why do you do this to me? Dios me busco. Okay, Chad, I'm gonna go ahead and need you to, I don't know, make it so this thing isn't like taking up the whole left side of the damn window, and maybe we could bring up that old Chrome page and see. Thanks, and see what we can see here. Nice. Oh, you can see that? Oh, yeah. Hey, I lost your dope ass beats too. Uh,
Okay, I'm back for live commentary. Here we have Mario Roberti doing some code. Go at it. What do you want me to
so
do?
so excited. What's up with refreshment here?
That
At the
burrito was the best burrito I ever had. Just want you to know. I made it with React. Okay, animal zero, animal one. Cool.
I like that.
nice. All right.
Looks good.
That sounds good.
Okay. So let's see. I really love how the cursor is black as soon as I get into the text editing area on a black background.
You
That is so incredibly helpful.
want me to change the scan color? All you gotta do is ask.
Nah, homie. I don't want to change your environment. Okay, so we got name and output the stuff that we were after.
Yes. Yeah, we can do that.
Cool.
Is it a lot like? Do you want it to look like the one that we just had, where it's a list item and it shows like the properties?
Yeah, I mean that was perfect. That was like straight up JSON data, which was exactly what I was after. Inside the console, like it was shown perfect.
So, all right. So now we got animal zero through whatever. They're random. Then,
Yes.
we have another list item next to it. Then when you select it, it populates and shows you the properties, and you can kind of peruse. Okay.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Like if we were able to like click on one of those suckers or like multi-select, it would
Hmm.
display all of them like in a separate window, all JSON stringified, like it's showing up there already. That'd be perfect.
I think the best first step, well, maybe the easiest step in an iteration would be to not allow for multi-selective animals. You just select
Mm,
one. You just select one for now, and it
sure.
shows you the traits on the right. Are you saying that I could choose two animals and get multiple traits? Is that because we could still
This is
do that?
all this is all new to me. I didn't know that was an option inside the UI and JavaScript. So that's just kind of novel to me. But for now, we could say no. I don't mind singling out just one single animal. I
Okay,
never thought of being able to select multiple, but let's stick with one.
then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk like a commentator who's like talking about golf. Like, here's what I'm gonna do. No, maybe football. What do you think? So we're gonna make the width of my output list. We're not gonna change that. Wherever we use that, we're gonna call it uh, output animal output animals list, right? Because that's a little more descriptive. Make
Yeah.
sure I didn't break anything. It's still good. And then we're gonna make its width not so wide. We're gonna make it 50 pixels wide, and then reload that, and then load that. Maybe make it a little bit bigger to 10, and reload that. Okay, cool. So now I can select, and then we want to turn multi-line off. So that's done down here in our select. We want to take off what would have got us into the pearly gates, the question of HTML there. Now we can only get, oh, that's ugly. Obviously our height needs to just be default. Oh, so it's now no longer multi-line. We do want multi-line will expose everything, so you're going to pull up in the drop-down list. So
Mm,
I'll put that back, but we want to make it so you can only select one. So that, like right here, it's multi-select yes by
right.
default. Turn off multi-select option HTML. There's actually a parameter where it's like like disable multi-line. Class equals multi-select. Multiple is multiple.
I've given up remote for now.
Okay. Select. I guess if we look it up, it has parameters. Select multi poll HTML W3C. They should have a documentation. Select multiple. Well, that's really great documentation. There's a disable form multiple, specifies the multiple options. Well, we want to see all the items. Defines the number of visible options. Okay, so we use size. All right. Size equals, and then I don't know. Beauteous,
Is that like for 100 or is that pixels? Yeah. Okay.
That's 100 records. Oh, I guess.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Well, I guess you're right. I mean, yeah, because right now we're only allowing for 10 in our incoming data for randomization, and that could end up being another pull down too, where you can toggle this number that we do down here in function create animals, like this number being hard coded. We could tie that into a drop down list where it's like I want to randomize 1,000 or 5 or whatever. But for right now it's 10. But I did say I could do 100, so I'll put 100. And now we should get 100. 0 to 100, 99, 0 to 99. All right, so then we want to make another one of these guys right next door to it that was more like what we were doing before. So we'll just take this select, and we'll call this one, dang it. And then this one, yeah, we'll keep it as a select object. But instead of the output animal list, it's going to be animal, but this one's traits.
Okay, yeah.
And then I don't know why the name's cars. It's no bueno. Cars. Copy paste. We don't really need the name attribute, but I digress. And then we're probably going to want that same style code back that we had before, which was animal traits. Make that 4. So when you select that, it'll put the number of traits.
Gotcha.
So then kind of a basically copying and pasting code where we were getting traits written out to that, just to remember the name of it, because my memory is shot, Captain. Animal output traits list. And we were already doing it down here where option document.create element option.text equals animal.name. So anyways, let's fix this up. So now this option is for the animal list. So we'll call it option animal list. Just test to make sure I don't break anything. I broke something. What did I break? Let's go back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, everybody watching at home.
Sorry, animals.
Yeah, what? Oh, create. Oh, it's right here. Option is a reserved word, but he happened to make his variable name that. Whoever we stole this code from, so we will change. Yeah, we will change that to something more descriptive. Animal option, but then just put this back to option because it's using create element. No errors. Looks good. So now we can do some straight up code copying because we're just so good like that. And probably shouldn't just put it all like this, but so animal option, and then now this one's going to be animal trait option. And then the way we did it was, how did we get trait? We just do dot trait, right?
Yeah.
Right there. We repeat that. So we load that.
Oh, it's populating that into the list.
Oh, select list item. That's what it's. Our new thing is not called that. It's called. Where is it? That's weird. Select list item. I thought it would be output animal list. Select list item. Oh, there it is. Duh. I knew there'd be one more duplicate.
It kind of starts blending together after a little, huh?
Yeah, just a rookie move. Select list item. Select trait item, and then we'll make oopsie. We'll make oopsie. We'll make these first two to be select animal item. Make sure I didn't break anything. This last output will be select trait item. Now that's just going to loop and populate a ton of them also, just like it did before. So it's not exactly what we want. Or actually it's going to do nothing. Oh, I failed. Select trait item. Is this? Oh, right here. Duh. Output animal lists. It's animals. It's animal traits. Okay, finally, no further ado. So this should not be actually happening all at once. Like we need a click event on this to then do that.
Ah. So now how do you dynamically link a click event to an object that was created dynamically, I guess, is now the question you gotta
It's I think it's an on change event on the actual row item when selected.
Okay.
So we'll say select item on change click. I think we probably put a listener when options clicked. Like right here we have save data for this, that, and the other. But we wanted one of these guys for, I guess, whatever we called it, which is, I think it's probably going to be on change. And we'll just do console.log. Boo. Baby boo. And then the div ID on that is output animal list. I feel like we're getting so fired from the React group for doing this, but so what? All right.
Sorry, React group guys. It's remedial time for me. So
on change is not a function. We'll just say click for now. Boo. Okay, so it is like firing an event on click, which is super helpful. I'm not going to say that that's super cross-platform, but maybe jQuery is making this easier for us. I digress. So it works for now. We'll roll with it. So we're getting the click event, and then this is where we would then fire off another method call, or we'd call our object, and we'd probably use the name as the key, and we'd say, go find me the object that has that name key. And then we'd grab the elements out of that and dump it into this.
Yeah.
So We'll probably need another. So this one's create animals. We probably need a function called function um, write traits, for lack of a better name, and then console.log I am boo. And then so write traits is going to happen when we do the click event up here.
Stringify the goodies.
Yeah. And then down inside of here, the write traits. So write traits needs to have access to the I guess it was the array of animals, no? This guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, so just to keep it going, um, read in the array of animals, loop through them based on a key match of name. We're gonna get name right here. We'll pass name down, and
well,
then
since the name is actually yeah.
So here, when you do the click function, we're gonna need to get the clicked element and the value of the row, and pass that along, and then down there we'll be able to loop through our array again. And you know, I know what you're saying. There's probably a way to do this much cleaner than re-parsing arrays and re-looping. But this is just my best guess for getting it to work for sure. What would normally happen is we would like cast all of this to some sort of an object that is like live event clickable, and we wouldn't have to do any of this munging. I'll have to look that up. I've seen it done before too. So moving right back to this, we need to pass along like this dot whatever. So get select item current clicked jQuery, and it's going to be something so magical. Select current element in jQuery function event $ this. Let's just yeah. Let's console log $ this. I don't think that's going to give us what we want. It might just be an object. We might have to stringify it, and it may not have what we want. Maybe to be like this dot value. It's going to basically give us the select object, but let's see. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Select, yeah, it gives us the select object. So we know that, but we want to get like, it was a total waste of a Google. I'll never get that back. Get selected item. jQuery get selected clicked option item homie. Select option click handler. Thank you. Option my select change today's change event. Then function var value equals this dot val. What? Oh, but here they're like, okay, there's the dot change. Why does this just not smell right? But let's try it. What's with this anonymous function right here? Let's steal their whole thing. Screw it. See what happens. Oh, they got me on that double dot. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna start drooling pretty soon. Like, this is boring. It'll get exciting here. Let's make it exciting. Load.
Hey,
click.
Data's only exciting, man.
So we're getting no event fired, which is awesome. You can't trust that dot change event, man. We're gonna say dot click, I guess. So what we get for, and now we get nothing. Oh, duh. All right, I didn't actually log anything. Console.log value, save, reload, load, click, animal 2, animal 5, animal 7. Okay, so now that we've got value here, just gonna go with let, just so no one says Chad doesn't know what he's doing. Then we're gonna call that function, which is called write traits, booyah booyah, and we're gonna pass that along and call it value. Back in my day, this was a lot harder, I'll tell you. Thank you,
Yeah.
jQuery. It really was. Animal 1, animal 5. So that's going down and that's now calling write traits, passing in the value. I'm actually going to call that name just to be fluid. And then down there, we now got it right here. And so now we're going to do a for loop. And we'll just steal this guy's stuff. This guy right here, this for loop, this pretty much does the same operation, no? On the animal
Mhm.
array.
Yep.
And so this is yet another lesson where this should be generified, where we can call stuff and do operations against the array, because now we're basically going to kind of have duplicate code for now.
Mhm.
We're going to basically do the same sort of like this method right here, accessible by calling into it.
Mhm.
That does a smaller operation, like, hey, oh, you want to check the array again? Oh, you want to check the array again? Like we can call that method and it just does that job only. So
Mhm.
instead, we're gonna copy a bunch of code and break all kinds of laws, some happiness
Oh,
laws.
I'm feeling condescendiente coming on board.
We're gonna do it wrong. We're doing this wrong. So then we do this for let blah blah blah. Again with this like sting dealio. Now help me out here so I can speed it up. I'm checking the animal array
Right.
here, and then here's the name, and this is where you hard code. This is where you did that. You didn't do it over in the external file.
Nope. Just did it right there.
Okay, so we don't want to do that anymore. We just want to loop, and then we don't need to make another
Create it.
array. Yeah, we don't need to do that. So maybe we aren't making duplicate code. I just
Are we just are we just going to retrieve the named array that we click on to
yeah,
match the name and pull it out?
we're bringing we're bringing in name and we're gonna match against the array
Right.
exactly. So like the yeah.
Gotcha.
So how we just I was wrong. We're not duplicating any code. So how to compare string match for loop array. Like we basically get to do it is equals, right? So as we go
Yeah.
through each one of
Yeah.
these items, for let I is equal
Yeah.
to 0, was I is less to that, I plus plus. But now we know what we're looping through. We know the length of the array. So we
Yeah.
don't have to hard code this. So we could be like array.length, which again is we shouldn't be using this as a global, but we're gonna still roll with it. But we're gonna go that dot length,
Right.
and then so now we know how many we're gonna go through, and then we'll say if. Let me just comment. I don't want to. Yeah, I'll just freaking clear it all out. It's getting messy.
Yeah. Blow it away. Yeah. Blow it away.
And then it's
And then
like
just say
if
animal.name equals name, then break and return that animal bracket I or something similar. I don't know how you guys compare strings in JavaScript, so that always will be fun.
pretty much like that, and then
Always
console dot log
found it.
matched. Yeah,
Done. Here we go.
found it. Boo. I really need to make more music that is longer than 30 minutes long.
Well, we're going for a marathon here. This is great, dude. It's like 4 hours, homie.
No way.
It's 2:30, right?
I like it. You might hear me say that over this audio too. I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
All
That's
right,
that's
so
me.
now
Okay, console.log.
So now, how do you guys break from? How do you guys? I like how I'm treating JavaScript
How
code
do
and says you
you?
guys.
How
How
do
do you
you
guys?
guys?
You guys. How do you guys break from a for next loop?
It
Because we
just
got to return that value too.
there is a key there is a method called break, but when it finds a match, I guess we could just you just basically do a return that'll break it. There's also
Mm-hmm.
break for switch statements, but you just do return and it'll stop running. Um, because of the duplicates issue, I guess we won't get duplicates because now you're using iteration from 0 to n. So that's
Yeah.
good. You've cured that. You've cured the science. Let's go to my banking website here and load with. Oh, okay. And so let's stop all this nonsense of writing it up here, which was here.
Mm-hmm.
And if we find a match, right, we're gonna light it. Now, if we find a match, then we're gonna update, and we need that variable guy up here. Come on, double click. Firstborn name, double click. Function var. Please excuse the tabbing. And I really hate that. Thank you. Okay. Save. So let's see if we broke something. I feel like we broke something. Just because of just so much movement with no. Okay, it did not write. No error though. So we are getting that. Save data, console log. That click event should call. Oh, this click event needs to call when we find a match. It needs to call our trait writer, which is well, actually, this is write traits. So if there's a match, I guess we're not finding a match. I'd be like else
I like that.
console dot log no match puto
That sounds good.
no macho, which there should always be a match, but it'll help us for debugging right now. 100 no machos. So obviously, if animal.name, that's our array. Um, let's just console log out animal.name. Make sure everything's still good with that, which we know it is. Oh no, it needs its I, doesn't it? It needs animal I, so it knows which one it's going through. Did I lose you at hello?
There we
There
go.
we go.
Sorry.
There we go. And so when we do write to this, like I guess you could keep them going, or we can re-clear this and just keep rewriting. Should we do that? Like, should this
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's just stick with it for now. I'm down to see that loop return matched name, and then I think at that point we can call it a win. For now.
I'm so sad right now. So animal two spits venom. Are we missing data on the traits? Seems like there was more. It's just a trait. How many traits do
Yeah.
you? Okay, Okay, cool. All
Yeah,
right,
that's
so
perfect.
so when we go to write traits, every time this method gets called, we're going to clear out the list object, which is called. I guess we should know it because it's right here called select trait item. So we're just going to go and say document dot get. How do we? Let's Google it. How to clear options in a select. Again with jQuery, but let's see what raw JavaScript, pure JavaScript does. I love mixing it. I'm like 1 minute pure JavaScript. Next we just they make you do a for loop. Nah. Let's use jQuery. Me being lazy. Clear options, jQuery. How do I clear all options in the drop down? Didn't we just look at that? Like, oh, no. You can use those clear all elements. What happened to the jQuery, man? Oh, here we go. Dot
Nice.
empty. Yeah, I have a feeling that jQuery will figure out the virtual DOM thing. That's my guess, and they'll make a comeback. There's too much like legacy code out there for people to like go all like some applications just can't be rewritten that are so
Mm,
big. I mean, they're just like it's not financially feasible.
right.
So if the guys at jQuery come back and like, hey, we got virtual DOM now,
I like that.
just like React, then I'll be like, oh, okay,
That sounds
paste,
good.
select trait item dot empty, and I'll do a commit here in a second as soon as we get this loading. It did not work, man.
Oh, boy.
Fired.
Select trait items, that's not what that is, right? Pinchy way. If you wish to have a lightweight script and go to jQuery and jQuery has a solution, removing all options will be like that. Is that not the name of our select trait item? Select trait item. I love it when a plan doesn't come to. I'd argue that the very act of adding jQuery is the opposite of lightweight. Oh man.
Oh no, here comes the classes. Well, homie, I still have to make it off to the Humane Society, Mike.
Oh right. Okay, hang on one sec. Let's make this last right here then.
I know the suspense is killing you.
I'll do that right over, and this should do it.
I'm sure make Chad hurry, and suddenly he knows everything better.
Well, the guy said that that's not the cleanest,
Yeah, but
but let's see if it works.
those are guys gonna get into like flame
Otherwise,
wars and shit posting.
yeah, it's no bueno. All right, let's leave it for now. And man, God bless you.
Yeah, we
This has
made
been
it, dude.
awesome,
This is actually
dude.
it
We
was
did
a
a bunch of
great
jokes.
freaking run.
Let me get that GitHub up and enjoy yourself over at the. Now that you now that I got you, would you like to adopt one of my dogs? I got a little tiny one just for you.
I mean, I love them, but
It tear the house up, I know.
we're
Okay.
gonna go ahead and just chill for now.
Yeah, maybe.
Give back some treats off there, but I appreciate it. Definitely give to your local humane society or animal shelter.
What's
Definitely.
the? I'm gonna commit this. What's this? This is the update for trait selection in the UI. Good enough.
I'm just gonna get in there and ruin it, and then I'm gonna push your the latest build up there.
Man, your stuff looks great. So this has been awesome. I'm so glad we had the time.
Yeah,
Hit me back when you get back, and if you want to do the
yeah,
stuff on your end, I'll be available.
yeah. And weekdays in the mornings, man, I'm lurking around anywhere between 7 and 10 a.m. Pacific. So
Okay, now
might be
everybody
some
knows.
recurring theme.
All right, well, great job today, man. I really appreciated it. Everybody who's watching, be sure to subscribe to our channels, click the like button and the comment and all that. All right, take it easy.
Betcha.
Thank you, brother.
Later, guys.
Talk to you soon, bro. Later.